What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? You may notice that I, Antonius the Gamer, am joined not only by Super SSS rank, but the man that once retired the 23 jersey and had to come back out wearing the 4-5.
AKA White Ranger coming out of nowhere when we need to stay to be saved.
Who knew that if you got him angry enough when it comes to a certain adaptation of a certain show,
16 bars,
that we could get him one more time to join us on the Press Start Select podcast.
Plus, it's a holiday weekend.
Plus, it's a holiday weekend, you know?
Oh, man. Memorial Day special.
Right. Don't question what my God could do, right? Don't question the divine alignment.
Salute the troops.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by Mikkel Smith for this special episode of the PSS podcast. The three has reunited once again. Now,
Deformed Voltron.
Unit Radio Volume 17.
Oh, man.
So, no further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the big gaming news. Now, we got a couple of topics that we were trying to get addressed when it was just Jory and I, but Wi-Fi is gonna Wi-Fi, and things cut out. But I figured, since Tim is here, we'll just discuss it as a group. One of the things that have been continuing to kind of gain steam and doesn't seem to be leaving the internet anytime soon is the review, I guess you could say, quote unquote, controversy around Mixtape, right? The game that's a movie / simulator / nostalgia device, depending on who you ask. And just this concept of like it's getting 10 out of 10s from IGN and places like that. And people are saying like, okay, this is a game in what aspect? But fellas, what are your guys' thoughts not only on Mixtape as a game, but on the greater, I guess, discourse of what constitutes as a high ranking review?
Well, first of all, I had never even heard about this game, and I took a look at it. It kind of is giving me like, them old Telltale game vibes mixed with like, life is what was it called?
Strange.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. Yeah, it's kind of giving me one of those type of blends. And then to be honest, narrative driven games, especially like ones with this type of art style, bro. Sometimes you'll be surprised. They surprise you. They surprise you with some curveballs. They surprise you with some deep emotional, especially like great voice acting as well. Like, yes, the universe and the style and the art style can make it be very quirky, but honestly, it looks great to me. It looks great.
Tim, you're 100% correct.
But there's another surprise.
Right, it's the surprise. And everything that you just said, if it's lacking, then what is it? If it does none of those things, then what is it?
Oh, it's by Anaper Interactive. Oh, okay. I'm familiar with their work.
Okay,
it's in good hands.
Again, Tim. If it does none of those things that you just mentioned,
right,
meaning great narrative, right,
gameplay,
and dialogue, right, script. If it does none of those things, what do you call it?
Is it a game? Is it a 10 out of 10?
What is it? Because it does none of those things, Tim. It doesn't. And then it's not us being like, we understand what a Telltale Games is, but you also have a reference now, right? You have a reference of Until Dawn. You have a reference of
Heavy
Detroit
Rain,
Become Human,
Detroit
Heavy
Become
Rain.
Human.
You
the
have
Walking
a
Dead
reference.
Telltale series, The
Walking
Wolf
Dead
Among Us,
Batman. you have reference, and it does none of those things. The narrative is not amazing. The dialogue is not amazing. The art direction, it's not giving Attack on Titan's level of storytelling. So we can go ahead and say, okay, the artwork is not all that, but this story, oh my goodness,
Well,
it's not fueling anything. So
with them, especially from the games that I've seen that they've produced in the past, they've always done something that is a bit, I would say, on the scale of weird. And when I say of weird, I would say not really traditional. Now, they do have some games that are very immersive. Um, yes, the gameplay I would say is it challenges you in different ways. And when I say like that, remember like when games like Abzu or even Sword of the Sea type of thing, like those are games that are very, in a sense, different. They're more about just getting lost in the world that is around you. Now, technically, you could put that same focus on here, but then to be honest, in order to give it a more full depth review, I would definitely need to see more about this.
Okay,
And I'm
that's
going to be
fair.
strictly honest with you.
S- s- s-
It does. I mean, like I said, I am familiar with their track record. So this is the first time I'm hearing such a very heavy, different counter. Now, even with how you described the game, I was like, yo, that's many different things in one. And to be honest, this will be one of the perfect times for them to drop developer diaries. Like, okay, what made you go this route? And I feel
So
like that is what's missing from a lot of productions these days to help people understand, okay, what made you take on this side of the journey? Like even when Ant was watching like the latest Fable, like I could tell from his reaction video, he was very pleased by, okay, now you're telling me what this is. You're telling me what this is. You're telling me how you put it together. Now I'm starting to understand you, your journey, and a product altogether.
Okay, I mean, and again, that's valid that you haven't taken or had a chance to look it over or watch some of the, I guess, gameplay in the loosest sense of the word. I guess from the first impressions, from what you've seen in terms of clips and art style and everything, is that something that looks like it could be a 10 out of 10?
Oh, I mean, most of their games I've always given them like solid eights.
No, for sure. Again, it's not like it's not.
Solid
We're
eights.
not attacking the
But to be
company.
honest, bro, like the last game that I've ever given a 10, in my opinion, bro, was Red Dead Redemption 1.
I would make an argument for two, but still a Red Dead Redemption game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like it's been a while since I've given like especially, especially in this nickel and dime era.
mhm.
Like it's been hard to give a solid game a 10 out of 10.
Valid. I guess to me, when I see what I've seen, heard what I've heard, what I've read about this game to me seems like it's very subjective and very nostalgia leaning. So if it's something that you can relate to, as we all know, nostalgia is a cheat code. You're gonna more likely to dial up your score than you would as when you look at when I look at a 10 out of 10, I'm like a 10 out of 10 to me is an objectively good game. As in, if you ask 9 out of 10 people, they're gonna be like, it's no less than a nine. Like I didn't see anything from Mixtape that I was like, this is a must play game. But that's my thoughts. That's right. What's your take on
I mean,
Mixtape?
it just that another thing came. It comes off like as if it wasn't supposed to be a game. It's like it didn't pass the it just didn't pass the structure of what it should have just been a movie. If I'm being honest with you, that's what it feels like. It
I
should have
mean,
been all along.
Kojima sold us a movie.
What you Metal Gear Solid 4?
I mean, technically, majority of that game was cutscenes, bro. Sold as a movie, and that got a perfect 10.
Nah, but that I mean, I'd say if the gameplay it was telling story, so the story was there, man. The impact was there. I think a lot of the scenarios that Metal Gear Solid 4 put you in were so well done, so monumental that I think it left room to be forgiven for that entire cutscene, right? I think if they leaned in towards more of, which Death Stranding should have been, right? It would have been a perfect game. Had Death Stranding gave us like more of a Ghostbusters, along with compiled with that exploration of bringing the world together through deliveries, you would have had a more solid game. But because the reason why I would give a pass to Metal Gear Solid 4, yo, the scenarios Metal Gear Solid 4 placed you in, the oven scene, I mean, there's and then I can escalate from there. The escalation only gets higher and you get some form of closure. along accompanied with that gameplay. There's closure there.
And then the closure was also a movie.
And it was, and which is fine. It was well done though, right? I after playing something that dramatic, I was like, man, you know what? But I understand people's fault with the game. But for what we got, the 50-50 was there. Me going against the geckos while riding is fighting Vap on top of Metal Gear Solid Rex at Shadow Moses, where it all began. Guys, it's me, and I understand. It's me seeing a new director, a new form or style of gameplay. Right? He expressed his desires to make film, and it shows. And thank God he did that, because now look at games. Right? Some people overdo it.
Yeah.
And some people, if you're gonna try to do something like that, don't underdo it. At least have one thing going for you, right? At least have one thing going for you. For
True.
example, Split Fiction dived into us, yo, we're gonna be the best scenario driven video game.
Couch co-op thing you've ever
Couch
played in your
co-op
life.
of a collection of games in one game. And it did that very well. Astro World, may I say, is a better platformer. I think I enjoy it more than Mario. But am I wrong for saying that they did a very excellent platformer, and they should be very proud of themselves for how they made you feel like you were It's the difficulties there if you want it, but that's also not there at the same time if you don't.
Yeah.
So there's a well balance. So with Mixtape, it's not even a mixtape. What's the hits? What's the sessions, dog?
It's a
And I do feel like that's where, us as a, consumer, I mean, maybe if it comes free one day, that's something that, or, even if it's on sale, if you want to test it out. Cause I do feel like, especially like how I said earlier, like their games have definitely leaned more on the weirder side of things, or like a mix and match of things. It's definitely something that you have to dive in to really know the inner workings of it, man. Because yes, face value, it may not be your cup of tea. But then there's been some games that I've given a try that I was not too sure about due to what I was based on, especially in my youth. And it was just like, yo, this opened up my world. And then to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's called Little Big Planet.
But Tim,
Well, in high school, they clowned me for playing that game, bro. It was like, why would you want to go out for this? And it's like, but when I got into that world, I was like, this is for me.
But Tim, they did not lie to you. They marketed what this world was very, very well. I when I saw Little Big Planet, I played it. This is exactly what this game looked like it was gonna play like. Mixtape doesn't do that.
Mixtape looks like it's either like Kid Cudi's intergalactic movie, or like you said earlier at your first impression, a Telltale game, which we all have played and all loved. We've all spoken to length about our love for Telltale games, and it doesn't do that either. So I'm like, okay, like
yeah, like
that's really my knock. I'm like, I'm down with a modern Telltale.
You could go ahead,
but it doesn't do that either.
It doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it?
So they said it's a narrative focused game with a bunch of simple mini games that accompany a nostalgic story about three friends.
Right. But you can't change the narrative, right? There's like, you can fail, quote unquote, a mission, but there's no like, oh, you smirked instead of laughed, and your bestie will remember that. Like, there's nothing like that in the game.
There's no tree. There's no riverbank. There's no streams that come out of that river. It's just canal.
Okay.
It's just a straight canal.
Yeah, bro. I definitely would have to check it out for myself to really understand the full extent of what you guys are saying. Because if they're marketing something entirely different, shame on them.
Yeah. But I guess to kind of further the conversation a little bit in terms of what you guys think of, like, have we reached a phase in like gaming media and gaming reception where obviously the general perception on reviews has changed? Like, I think that's pretty clear. Is there something that can be done to salvage it? Like when you see, like, I don't know, Lego Batman, Tales of the Dark Knight getting on average like an 85 Metacritic, 8s and 9s out of 10s. Does that still affect how you feel about it? Does that matter? in
Yeah,
today's day and
yes.
age.
Well, okay. So one of the reasons, another thing that Tim, that people were very divisive of. Thanks for bringing it up, Ant, was that the reviews didn't make any sense. And it was like, okay, wait, this got this score. Y'all had a problem with what game got an okay that was actually pretty good. What was the game?
Mouse PI for hire got
Mouse
like a
PI
6.
for got a 6. And I'm like, wait, but
I
this
was
makes it.
actually interested in that.
Me
But
too.
but Tim, I still am. And I'm like, yo, this game makes it very clear what it is. I'm seeing people play the game. I'm saying this is very fun. This is very Cuphead-like.
Mickey
Mickey
Noir with
Mouse,
the
Mickey Noir, something we
Yeah,
always wanted, guys.
right.
Let's be real.
Couple
We
of Doom
always
mechanics underneath the hood, like
a couple of hey, let's get some cheat. It knows what it knows what it is, right?
saw
So
a dame in the window, you know. And,
yeah. So we want you to go get licked. Make sure you get that cheese.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Make sure you get the cheddar, the Swiss, and the
right.
Gruyere. Yeah, yeah.
like
You know
the
what I'm
game
saying?
with, like the game when Mickey was a wizard. Like people have been asking for different versions of Mickey type of games as of lately. Like, yeah, we got the Kingdom Hearts
And
version.
wasn't that a good game? Wasn't that a very good game? The Mickey
Was
Mouse
it
It
Epic?
got
Is it
a,
Epic
it got
Mickey?
a,
Epic Mickey?
yeah, it got a remastered eventually.
Yeah, it was a well received game. People liked it.
Oh yeah, and so that's Tim. That's why everybody was like. That's why everybody another reason why everybody went so hard on this game. They said, "Yo, if this game got like a 5, everybody been quite." So, oh, okay, oh, okay. At least the grading system is consistent, right? Okay, so for whatever reason, this also got the same level, same review level score. But when we see Mouse for PI for hire, I'm like, yo, this game knows what it is. Okay, if you don't like it, that's fine. But
Right.
it's a functional game with not reviewable gameplay, but a cycle, a nice gameplay loop. I know what it is,
Mhm.
right? You can say what you want about Lies of P, right? But Lies of P does what it does well, even though it clearly is inspired by Bloodborne and
Mhm.
many other like
Souls like, yeah.
games.
Mhm.
But it does enough to distinguish itself.
Can't say the S word.
Oh, Souls like, yeah. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know,
I'll observe them
but
from a
yeah,
distance.
I don't. You feel me? I don't. I never wanted to call it a Souls-like game, but everybody kept going for that same style. But like to further along, so it's like a lot of people saying this game is amazing, it's awesome, and when you say, okay, what part of it is a game, what part of it is a narrative? I can see why people get into Until Dawn. There's some suspense there. There's some, oh my god, some mystery. Yo, what's this player gonna decide? Right? What's the person streaming the game going to decide? There's some mystery there, right? And everybody has a different reason as to why they chose what they chose. But this doesn't do anything. It doesn't play on stuff that makes gameplay interesting. The fact that Kojima made and even Death Stranding to a degree, I hear the
All right,
story is
let's kind
amazing.
of course correct. We're
Uh,
talking about like
yeah, yeah.
reviews.
But review,
We're going
sorry.
back to
I'm
Mixtape,
just
yeah.
using that as an example, but like yeah, the reviews are there. It's consistent with this it's consistent with how the system is working, but it seems like the system isn't doing what the system should be doing. And that's why everybody was getting mad
Yeah,
or feeling upset.
it doesn't feel like it's in a vibe of what seems to be the general response in the room, right? Of like sometimes you can be off a couple of points, right? I think for example, like people were kind of mad about Saros. I'm like, Saros kind of did look like a 7. It could be a fun 7, right? I'm like, Invincible Versus was also a 7. I'm like, Invincible Versus is a fun 7. Like you might scale it a little bit higher. Maybe it's an 8, so they're off by a point. But I think sometimes like there's been such a wild of like you're off by like 3-4 points, or we're talking about everybody else gave this an 80, you're giving it a 60, or vice versa. It's like it's almost like what we see from movie reviews now of like, well, everyone hated the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Someone said that he was scratching his eyes out literally in the theater, and everyone's like, no, I loved it. That's when the Star Fox showed up. I did a backflip in the theater. It's like where there has to be some we're not. It seems like we're missing each other in the ocean in terms of like the journalist aspect of are they being critical or are they trying to keep or trying to play nice with the developers
To be
versus
honest,
you know
I also feel like journalists these days, because I get it. Everybody has a niche, or I would say everybody has like a certain like favorite type of genre that they
Mhm.
pull to. Like even when you said Sorrows, bro, like Sorrows is a type of game that you gotta know what this is in order for
Immediately.
you to enjoy it.
I agree.
Like, yeah, when you see the trailers, you see these heavy sci-fi Maharaga type elements, and it's just like no, this is not what you think it is. Have you played the predecessor before?
Right.
Oh, what is that? Oh, Returnal. Oh, that astronaut lady. See,
Yeah.
it's like you have no, like you didn't even as a person, and this is why I say sometimes you got to take some of the logic that you learned in school. When your teacher gave you an assignment, you had to learn what the subject is in order for you to, give it a much more balanced
That's valid.
try,
Mm.
take, and to really see like, okay, is this something for you? But then see, that's where the thing, if it's not this person's cup of tea, that kind of spills into the journalist's work sometimes. Sometimes.
No, a lot of times.
Well, true. And that's why, like, certainly, like, especially like my certain content creators who I know that they're in this realm. Like, for example, like when different fighting games was coming out, of course I go to the fighting game guys because they're able to break down these frames per second type of knowledge work for me. Oh, he did a SA triple, and it's like, okay, slow that
Yeah.
down. Tell me what that means. Oh, and he did this without. I was like, okay, now I see where you're coming back from, and that also helps me. It's almost like tutoring. It's like you're teaching me how to really read what's happening on my screen.
Hmm.
But you realize, yeah, like journalists, they're just hired by a company. The game is out within 5 days. You need to have some form of a review. But then when you look at it, right, some of this stuff is actually just rushed. Some of it is,
But
you
that's
know,
that's what we're saying.
like,
Like it feels like
cornbread from sinners, like
Yeah.
cornbread from sinners.
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like the wire hit. Like
What a great scene.
yeah.
What a great scene, dog. Anyway, but
I
yeah, man.
yeah, I guess just my overall thought of like, is it too compromised for it to come back, right? Of like, is it have we reached a point now where it's like this publication stamp of approval means nothing? And I
I
know we
think
always
so.
kind of run to IGN but IGN is one of the biggest publications in the world. It's like some of these things, like they don't. Who cares what they think? Not IGN in particular. But I'm like, generally speaking, it's like who cares what you think about this? You are so diluted at this point for all the reasons you said, Tim. Of like, there's not enough. There's not enough dedication to detail to make me feel like you actually give this a valid, objective critique.
I think this is where our personal algorithms have fixed this because, everything is an algorithm now. So the things that we actively research, we are finding content creators who are able to give you the in-depth layout to these things.
Mhm.
And I do feel like we kind of like, yes, IGN is more the political say, or they're like the CNN or the BBC version
Mm,
of these
mm.
reviews. But for an example, I'm not gonna really care for what you say. I'm gonna go to Justin
Ah,
Wong.
I'm
I'm
glad you
gonna
said what you said,
I'm
bro.
gonna go to Antonius. I'm
It's
gonna go
true.
to like if it's something Devil May Cry, I am gonna go to Super SS rank about it, like to give his like detailed
Yeah.
review about it. Because I know this is a person who is more invested in this than you.
Mm. Great point.
Now, is it a shame that the IGN reviews does reflect sales?
Mhm,
Yes, to a degree. But then I do feel like people's consciousness over the years have actually changed due to the way the social platforms have changed. Like,
mhm.
look at Twitch, bro. The person say, "Oh yeah, the game sucked," but then look how this person's Twitch got over 100,000 viewers.
Yeah, yeah. Even how Twitch isn't even a gaming platform anymore. We really want to have that conversation. Like you said,
Or
it's
they be having Drink Champs podcasts on there in somebody's bedroom, and it's just like, bro,
bro. I
whoa.
logged in one time. There was someone doing like a news report, like a meteorologist, like their own, like not a literal meteor. Like they were acting as if they're a meteorologist, giving the weather report. I'm like, what is this? What are we doing? Like, what are
Keep
we
it coming,
doing?
guys.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
That's exactly what it is. But yeah, like you gotta. It's basically it goes back to discernment, man. You're really gonna have to use your heavy discernment these days to really see, like, all right, what product is there for you? What is something that I want to grow into?
Mm,
And where should I actually go for a much more detailed perspective? Like for example, like Game and Boat. Like I actually appreciate a lot of their reviews because I feel like they do give a much more fair critique. They give you the pros and the cons. Like when they did the last Mafia game, it was like, hey, bro, we've been giving Mafia a chance over the years, and we're gonna tell you straight up, like, hey, it's a much smaller world. It's a very linear story. The combat is wonky.
Man,
Mm,
man. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Okay. I mean, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on that, but we got a couple more topics that we got to get to. One of which kind of coincides. This is like a three-peat, honestly. These three things kind of just flow right into each other, so we'll just get right into it. So what we had on the itinerary for last week was Harada's next move, and for those who aren't aware, Harada was the go-to guy for Tekken for literally all of our lives, and he decided he wanted to do something else, and he made an announcement about a week and a half ago now, saying that he is joining forces with SNK to open Versus Studio. Now we don't know for sure, right? I think it's assumed that it's going to be a fighting game studio, but we don't know for sure. To be fair, we don't know if he wants his legacy to be as a fighting game creator. But with that announcement, with what Tim put in the group chat, literally minutes before we started recording, in regards to Tekken 8 and what they're doing, what are you guys thoughts initially on Harada's announcement, and what do you think it's going to change, if anything, for SNK?
I think Harada was. To be honest with you, I think Tekken 8 is a result of the underlining dissatisfaction with probably what's going on with Bandai Namco behind the scenes.
Hmm.
Because nothing else makes sense until now.
Mhm.
Right. Not only that, but certain events all coincided. Like the death of Tobunobu affected him. I absolutely believe that. How many people that we know in Japan? He says he wants to take care of his health. Too many of my compatriots are dying at this age. I'm 50, bro. It feels like I'm 80. In Japanese years, it's like he's 85. So
Mhm.
yo, do I want to go back and forth with a company that doesn't see the vision? And I'm seeing what other creators who've left the company where they created their baby, Metal Gear, and now they're thriving. I'm seeing this dude living his best life. Yo, you
Mm.
know what? Maybe even if the game isn't what everybody's expecting to be, at least I made something I want to make. And to be honest with you, I can't even get mad at that. I think he genuinely is a fighting game guy. And
Okay.
because he can't make the fighting game that he wants to make, he had to make a decision to depart with his baby. It was a tough decision, but hey, at least here people respect the vision and they're giving me leeway. So I think I respect the move. I'm heartbroken that, of course it's always these entities that feel that they don't need their right arm for whatever reason to throw a right punch.
Right.
I don't understand it, like, but they feel like they don't need you, right? They have a very poor sight, and it's the every company feels like they're immune to the same sickness, but they're
You're
not.
right. Right.
So I think he just wants to for the rest of his days he wants to probably build the team. He said himself he doesn't want to do it alone. He
Mhm.
doesn't want to take the role of CEO. He enjoys working with other people. He made it very clear that he loves fighting games. He said that's who I am.
Mhm.
I think he's going to go for another fighting game, or he's going to have other games that he wanted to make within the fighting game world. So hey, these guys are allowing me to make the dream I always had. I wanted to make as a kid. Goodbye Namco. And then you know what? To be honest with you, other franchises have made their own their escape from Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
Other and it very powerful franchises.
Mhm.
You know, so I think it's time for him to like, yo, it's time for me to go on. Bye, mom and dad. I don't have to deal with your abuse or your lack of vision. I mean, it feels like way.
It
He
does, at least with the Tekken 8. How Tekken 8
Yeah,
has been, like, maybe it wasn't like that before, but for sure
for sure
with this
now
game,
after.
like, it's
Yeah,
clear.
it's
Something
clear,
is not.
because the energy was there, and then now comments from Mike Murray's making sense.
Mm.
Like, hey man, you know what, man? For everything that we're going through, plus the way the fans are talking to us, hey, you guys enjoyed the game by yourselves, man. I'm out. He's been in the dream team. These guys are they're probably like, yo, man, we're giving everything to these companies, and they don't realize anything that we're trying to do. They're not for the creators. They're not for the creatives. You know, he's someone who really cares about his team. He's a face. He interacts. He loves interacting with the crowd. You know, it's very different from for a Japanese man to have those attributes at all, but he feels at home.
Agreed. Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So I think, man, you know, he made the decision to depart from his baby, and sometimes that's the best decision, right? He's got to also watch over his health. The stress was not helping him,
Yeah.
and so now he looks like he's breathing again. You know, he's looked like, hey, man, this is giving me new life and new energy. How many times did Kojima had to get rushed to the hospital under Konami?
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
and so now he doesn't want to end up like his compatriots. He wants to finish well. And I think that's fine. And him joining SNK, and SNK says, hey, as soon as you're done, you're on your own, bro. We're okay.
Yeah.
We're okay with that.
Just
And
help us fix Fatal Fury.
just
and you
help
are
us.
good.
Yeah, help us with this. Help us with this. And you know,
you could do what you want after
help,
that.
and if that's the contract, hey man, it seems fair. It's gonna help the economy. We need more than one fighting game taking charge.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. If Bandai Namco has the confidence that they really have, show us. You
Yeah.
can do it without us. Show us. And so that's how I feel. Everything that we've been seeing in Tekken 8, the rollouts, the decisions, this all echoes from the very beginning of development and the in betweens. And they're like, yo, you know what? I'm out of here. And I think, hey, it's justifiable. This is not the first time we've been hearing shady practices from Bandai Namco. You know, it's not the first time we've been hearing clashing
Between the
between
developer
creators
and
and the developers. Like if the fact that I heard that even the people who had published Elden Ring was having a problem to the point they say, yo, you know what,
bro, the people that made the Naruto games was like, it's not us. Why you guys didn't get a season 2? Like he didn't say it in those words, but it's like read between the lines. We wanted to give you more characters.
yeah. And then even with Tales of Arise, there's a level cap to where you have to buy coins to advance. I'm getting one shot by the statues looking at me, the photos looking at me in the palace. You get what I'm saying? So and then even that game that dropped was supposed to be Blue Protocol. What happened to that? You know, it's just the whole. It's a consistency, guys.
Yeah.
It never start when we see these companies dissipate. There was always a before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so here we are. That's personally how I feel. I'm excited. Tim, if you have anything you want to say, you know.
It just made me think like, sorry, Tim, here we go. We're gonna announce Dragon Ball Universe 3, but right after this, one last final DLC for Dragon Ball Universe 2. Don't forget to open your wallets. Go ahead.
And we take hundreds.
Yeah.
I am happy for him. I did feel like choosing SNK was actually a very solid move because I do feel like SNK is looking for like a very genuine, I wouldn't say revival, but like I would say momentum to the revival that they've had recently. Because the last two King of Fighters, they were cool, but I still feel like that 13 was just. I feel like that 13 was like the Ultra Street Fighter 4 of the King of Fighters. And then and I'm happy, Samurai Showdown made a return. People have been asking. People have been asking more for the Last Blade. I do feel like, and then like I said, like they have these more quirkier type of fighting games. Like it's like very different type of mechanics. Like you can say, yeah, Last Showdown is a very Soul Calibur-esque type of game in some way. Yeah. Weapons combat.
Yeah.
Oh, I do feel like, and I also feel like they do have enough financial capital where he doesn't have to exhaust himself.
Oh.
So
I'm sure the contract negotiations went very well.
Nothing like you said, like he's not looking to be the face of anything. Like, hey, I just want to be a part of something, and just let that be it. And then
how can you hate that?
Yeah, and then sometimes like people think like, oh, but is he settling? Like, no, like it's just like people are understanding where they are in life, and they're choosing what's alignment with their spirit.
Yeah,
and it's just like, yeah, like bro, like how you said, like Fighter Z is like, bro, like so all we get is a PNG.
And not
And
only a PNG, Tim, an $8 PNG.
I was like, bro. Bro, when I tell you when I saw that trailer, bro, I was so upset, bro. I was like,
and us hearing that what was it true that SNK was having friction with Bandai Namco as well? Not
I
SNK,
don't know if that's
Arc System.
Oh, no,
yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
the long-standing rumor. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
we heard this rumor, and it gave us Metal Gear Solid exclamation points. We're like, oh, this is not coming from nowhere. This is not coming from nowhere.
No, it's true, man, and it's just like wow, like so the game that had the much soul into it, the much refinements, the quirks, and it's just like treated not even like a stepchild. You just been treated as like
And
the
was
hell.
le- and is the reason why some of the FGC community didn't perish under a very pressing
Right.
time.
It's the reason why
Hell,
you have more people trying anime games nowadays.
exactly.
It's like, bro, like, and it's like, so you just want to give all these copy and paste games the works. Like, even when they announced, like, I was like, bro, this is Xenoverse 3. Like, why are y'all trying to make this biggest mystery in the world? It
I
is
was so
Xenoverse
disappointed,
3.
Tim. I was so disappointed. When they said Project
No,
1000, I'm like, okay, maybe,
bro,
maybe.
when I saw the capsule,
What you guys think it was gonna be though?
no, when I saw the Capsule Corp like logo on the alien person's outfit, I was like, bro, this is Xenoverse. Like, come on. Y'all
What you guys
cannot help yourselves.
what did you guys think it was gonna be though?
I
It's,
thought
it
they were
is.
gonna give us the Dragon Ball MMO they keep teasing. We're actually gonna get Dragon World for real. But I mean, at this we haven't had a proper current
No,
gen.
this hub world that you're gonna spend $50 on costumes is
Ex-
Dragon Ball.
exactly.
So you guys don't think
Exactly.
they'll do that with Xenoverse?
No. No, I do not. Like Tim said, here is this hub world. Open your wallets. Like, oh, I know we had so many characters in Universe 2, but because we did everything from scratch in Universe 3, we're back to a starting roster of 20. But don't you worry.
We got 47 DLC packs ready to go.
You thought the 10-year run as Universe 2 was enough.
Oh
Just
man,
wait.
just wait, man.
Bro,
We got a
yeah,
Fantasy Star Online run ready. Right? We gonna outdo them, boy.
that is no, honestly, bro, that was literally crazy, bro. And then even, sparkling water, bro, is like because I know they because I have a very sensitive spot for King Piccolo's Super
Hear
Seven
me
Years
out.
Arc.
Hear me out
I was
too.
like, get this off my screen. Get this
Sparkling
off my
Hear
water.
me out. I may
So
or may not be playing it
so
day one.
basically, all the Tenkaichi characters that were missing, you're just gonna make people pay for them. I was like, get this off my screen.
I was
Get this
with you
off.
in the first half, but then they showed the movie specific ultimates of Goku using the two-handed Kamehameha they use on Cooler. I'm like, I might be back. I'm sorry.
Enjoy
I could
yourself.
do I
Enjoy
could
yourself. 'Cause,
do the
I
Which
spirit
respect
bomb
free will.
absorption.
which would have been better in Fighter Z2 if
No,
we're gonna be real.
for sure.
Yeah,
But I'll take what I can get.
yeah.
And all
Dragon
we
Ball
got,
Toy Box the game.
all we got was a PNG Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku with recycled animations.
Not even the Goku we wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the
Oh, but
four we
then it's
wanted.
like, oh, but then regular Super Saiyan 4 is in it. I was like, bro, it's an ultimate. That don't
It's a
count.
Yeah.
it's a
Nah,
glorified cutscene. Honestly,
it doesn't count. Yeah, you guys know that. Shut up.
right.
It's not. You know that.
The character models only do 2 moves. There's nothing there. But, speaking of things that, I guess I mean, well, we can't say that's gonna be recycled, but the recycled theme, I'd say, of Tim, you were saying it before we hit record of, "Hey, we're getting an original character for Tekken 8, but the guest part is silent." Now,
No, honestly, bro, I was, bro.
speaking to this, for those who don't know, Tim put in the group chat before we started. Tekken 8 Season three's last character was revealed, and it is going to be from the anime show, Baki. It's going to
I,
be, is it Yojiro, right?
Yojiro
Yojiro.
Hanma, the
Yojiro
ogre,
Hanma. The
the
ogre is
ogre.
coming to Tekken 8. Did it show gameplay? No, they
No,
did not. They
you wanna know
showed
why?
you a PNG.
I know why. I know why.
Why is that?
So I'm feeling. I suspect that Yojiro is probably supposed to come in at the end of another season, but because of just probably panic and some moves from higher ups, let's go ahead and move. Let's bump up Yojiro to mitigate the damage that we're getting from Tekken 8. Just that's why I see a PNG cutscene, to be honest with you, because it doesn't make any sense. From what you're telling me, right? They never said guest. They said new character. If this was definitely confirmed to be a new character, then it means that they moved the slot for the new character to be at the tail end, because they felt like this was going to be more of this was going to be less risky, right? Versus us let's bring in Yojiro. Maybe that'll get people hype enough to mitigate, to put out the fire. They don't know, but for me and you,
yeah,
for me,
I don't
no,
know.
But this has been a request in Tekken, to be honest with you. I thought this was a great move, but it's not going to be better than if the counterpart to Tekken, the leader right now in fighting games, is going to do what they're going to do. This is going to be, it's not enough. Yes, you're right, because the momentum's already down, but this is the best they can do to mitigate the damage.
You know what would mitigate
That's what I'm looking at.
What would mitigate the damage? Because you know what other property they have IP holdings on?
I know.
It's called Jujutsu Kaisen. You could have put in Sukuna, the Gods and Monsters era of Tekken 8, and you chose Baki the Grappler IP.
I'm not mad at it.
5,000 million AMVs of what's going on in Shibuya. I sent Sukuna's presents. You can see it, can't you? You can see my curse technique, Harada.
Tim, I think the paperwork. Well, they own that IP. You're right.
They own that IP.
It'd have been a lot easier to make the transition. You're right. But I think this was already in the works. I think even with Baki, it works, dog.
Foolish decision again and again and again.
Again, there's who's helming Tekken right now? It's nobody. It's headless.
You could listen. You could even put in Yuji Itadori with a Sukuna install. My God.
Honestly, I mean, and I'm gonna be real with myself. Like, I'm still in the guest character burnout from MK1. Like, I don't want to see any more guest characters for a little bit, bro.
Yeah, that was terrible. Not to mention how the boys ended.
Like,
it did not help.
I don't want to see another guest character for a while, because I do feel like they've been kind of using guest characters in this Fortnite-esque type of manner. Like these aha moments, or like, oh, but look at this. But then my thing about it is, okay, so you give me this guest character that you want me to get attached to, but then the next installment, especially the way y'all going these days,
never again.
Yeah. So it's like, that's why, all right, when they said new character, I'm thinking, okay, they crafted somebody in this universe that we could take moving forward.
They did.
Good. Like, to be honest, like I'm very happy to see people using Ogre 2 or Ogre Madagascar. I was loving seeing people use her in combo breaker.
She has a very unique moveset for sure.
Yeah. And you know, she's warming up on people, and I'm glad that she's here to stay. And that brings a sense of comfort. It's like, okay, she's here to stay.
I don't hate that character. It's just
Gods and Monsters, bro.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You gotta believe your prophesying powers.
No. It's
you
fine.
said Ogre was coming back.
Yeah, it is. But
the universe didn't say how.
Give us hand to hand, bro. I don't want I'd been fine if she summoned the Jinchuriki and had the little glow, but as long as it stayed hand to hand. Don't give me
she still has kind of like a monkey fist type of style to a degree.
Wait, once the ethereal comes out,
you feel me? Once she turns to the Green Lantern, I lost interest, dog.
Bro, like that goes back to what Ant said. Tekken is Gods and Monsters with a bit of Soul Calibur.
It is. No, you know, and Jory's right to like not like it. I'm like, yes, you're kind of departing from what we know Tekken to be. It's blurring the lines, but that's what it is. Like,
yeah, because it's like how when we saw the Kunimitsu trailer, it's like, yeah, like she is a ninja. She is a ninja,
and not only a ninja, she's a Naruto character at this point.
Yeah, She's on fireball
Yeah.
jutsu. She's like demon Odachi swords, and it's like, yeah, it's like, bro, like she's a ninja.
Her rage art is her pulling out multiple blades at it's Naruto. It's Naruto. It's what it is.
She did that Storm One, not Storm One,
Tenten.
Ultimate Ninja One, Orochimaru, when he did all the 8 grass blades.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's a Naruto character in the world of demon and gods.
Which is why Yujiro makes kind of less sense because they don't have powers. The whole thing about Baki, the whole stick with Baki is like these are human beings who have trained to the peak of human ability, and it's like, okay, other than you chopping invisible potatoes, what is your skill? How do you survive?
He's still a fraud because it's like once you find out that he's basically like another Mishima type of family is character, I was like, bro, I am tired of this family.
We're tired of the abusive dad trope.
Yeah, bro. Like, and that's exactly how I feel, bro. It's like, I'm tired of this. Like once I saw because I remember when I logged on, I saw the stage. I was like, an undersea prison. I was like, who is this? And I scrolled up, went to the main page. It's like, I was like, bro, so you're gonna give a stage to a character when he was not even in the jail?
Horrible decision making.
Can I say something?
Horrible.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but I'm hearing that there's like a. I gotta see what I gotta see where I gotta remember where I heard that, but I think somebody said that the next character is a Kazuma.
I would have preferred that.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have preferred that. I mean, that clan is still some things that we don't know about. I mean, you gave us this little half cousin, many
That you
Tekkens
do
ago,
nothing with.
do nothing with.
You do nothing, and she's a great character, man.
And you brought back the main
A
one,
better Sakura.
but then you brought back the main one, but you don't know if she's alive, but she is alive, and it's like we still don't know if this June an apparition? Is she there? Did she save her man? Like
The answer is yes or maybe, depending on where they go with Tekken 9.
On
Right?
the next episode of the Twilight
You're
Zone.
right.
it's like you brought her back, gave her this Quincy looking outfit, so I thought she joined Claudio. I'm like, oh, she got a whole new outfit,
Jen goes
spiritual
to the Avatar
powers.
space, Avatar universe,
Right.
talks to.
And then
He has a Kushina moment from Naruto. He gives him powers.
Because Tekken taking on Bleach elements now, like her son all emo, he all sad that he caused a world war, got a demon inside him that you found out that's the inner hollow. So of course, the mom is a Quincy.
A super
No,
Quincy.
Just wrap this franchise up at this point. Like, just put it. It's especially what we're about to talk about right now, where I'm like, granted, we don't know the validity of it, but given the length of that leak trailer, I'm like, this is 1000% real. With Virtua Fighter looking the way it's looking, Tekken 8, pack it up. I put a gif in the group chat. Yo, daddy's home. Right? Daddy is home. Right? You've been whiling.
That was beautiful, bro. And then this goes back to like what you said about Pokemon many years ago. Why is it that they keep just throwing all these new gimmicks at us? Why can't you just refine combat? And Virtua Fighter was always about martial arts. So yeah, you got different people from different parts of the world, and they're different fighting styles. Like Jeffrey, like I forgot Jeffrey is an Aboriginal. So like, what type of fighting style is he gonna pull from?
Oh, the dude with the dreads.
Yeah, but then you realize the indigenous people, yeah, they all got different terms of fighting styles and different forms of combat, different like just and then bro, when I saw that gameplay, I literally just thought about that sumo character because they've said it like he was some of the hardest characters that they've ever done due to how big he is and the movements because like bro, dude makes E Honda look like a cheap toy. Like no, dude grabbed you by the face and just like Kingpin smashes you across the just like whoa.
Yeah, one of the things about that leak footage, especially, is like I think Sega's they're locked in with their IP. I think one of the biggest critiques that have kind of plagued Virtua Fighter for a while was its animations, right? Like the techniques weren't bad, but the fluidity of it was lacking. And everything in that footage, I'm like, they listened. This looks incredible. Like I don't know if it's a mix of mocap. I don't know what they did, but it looks the fluidity and what's happening on screen looks
I mean, well, you had
incredible.
13 plus years to figure it out.
Yeah, but we also gotta swallow your pride. We've seen how Sega especially can be when it comes to some of their IP. Of like, no, hey, can you just fix Sonic Generations? We kind of liked it. No. Hey, Frontiers, if you just kind of really built these stages out, you have something here. Nah. So like to see this level of like, no, we listened, we heard what you guys have said. You said the character designs were lacking. They look like avatars of every single character type that we have. We're gonna give them unique designs. Akira is gonna be the coolest looking version of a 45-year-old fighter you've ever seen in your life. And we're gonna move from here. It's just like, thanks. Thank you. Like I can't wait to see more.
Your stages will be pretty.
Yeah. That's right. What are your
Seriously,
thoughts
they about
on
to
the leak
have the
footage?
most gorgeous
You
stages
know,
ever, bro.
I'm not the biggest Virtual Fighter fan. I don't hate it, but I'm just not. It just doesn't have a soft spot for me. It was because of the presentation, but I like what I'm seeing with this one.
That's what I'm saying. The
Um,
presentation was always
yeah, but this one is looking like to have its own identity, more of its own identity, not like copy and paste Karate Man. Or part of the reason why I like SNK's design, you don't know how this character fights, and I love that.
yeah.
You know, I love that the
No, you're
fact
right.
that I love the fact that I don't. To me, that level of mystery. Yo, what is this? It says karate. Oh, really? Okay, he doesn't sound like a karate man. Oh, you find out it's a very specific family that they went to visit that fights this way, and they start off with this stance versus this stance. The reason why they do that is because they focus more on speed and wearing you out over long. But it's still just as effective karate. And if they feel like they have to lean into power, they switch stances. I actually really like the technicality of that. It gives uniqueness. It separates you from Ryu, Ken, and Amishima. And I prefer this style of karate from this virtual fighter world. So I think I like what I'm seeing with the variety. With that attention to detail, finding very specific martial arts.
Yeah. And
I think I
references
like
and
because
yeah.
and references because for example, right, Jackie Chan does not fight like Jet Li, and
Yeah.
these guys know almost the same styles,
Yeah.
right? I think that's I think that matters. And there's other guys that practice the same style, but they never express themselves in the same manner, you know. And I love that. I like what I'm seeing. I think I just need to see more.
Yeah.
And that's all. I just need to see more. But so far, it's having more of an identity. This is one of the issues
Yeah,
that I had with it, and I like what I'm seeing. I like the fact that it has its own flow. It's not trying to do too much with the particle effects. I
Yeah.
still feel the impact. It's expressing impact in a
right.
different way,
The
you know?
sweat on the person.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sweat, and but that's a part of art, right? It's the it
Even
kind of
when the person gets knocked out, like I was like, wow,
Mhm.
wow, like not
It
that.
it blows to a human body, right? It's like that's
no,
we forget that sometimes.
and I'm not actually wrong with that. That has its place too, But I just like the fact that we got more of a variety this time, more of just expression. So I like the way the main. I'm not gonna play as Akira, but because of how he looks, I'll give Akira a try. Now that he just doesn't, he looks like, yo, why didn't you look like this from the very beginning? It man type of,
Mhm.
that's
Well,
just, and it's
but it goes back to what you just said. Now this is the time where they fully established an identity. Because remember, the first two were still like very polygon is type. Three and four were like on that crossroads of like Dreamcast, PlayStation 2 era. And of course, a refined version came out on the PlayStation 3 era, which lasted.
yeah.
Got the remix of the remix.
Yeah, but
Can you
like just like
feel?
how but then that really makes you think like, wow, we are very old. And look how that has expanded over those multiple decades. But then now with all the technology that they have, now is the time. Like, they, yeah, they
I was saying that I think what's gonna make or break this game is the roster. It has to have a solid roster, to be honest with you. And then when I say break, I mean you want the best possible outcome. That's what I mean. I think the roster, if Virtual Fighter does it gets an A, that's great. But I think it needs S level because of what it's up against and because of how long it's been out. It needs to give you that Red Dead Redemption, like, yo, what did I just play? Even if they don't give us that fulfilling roster, I think they just have to present them. I think the game has to just be. It just has to. It does. It's still gonna do well if it doesn't. But for a better return, a better outcome, I think a better outcome would definitely give this game the flair, the blade. Hey, oh my gosh, yo, did you play Virtual Fighter, guys? I have to say it, man. This is this is answering everything I wanted. I didn't know I needed this, right? Those are sometimes the best discoveries. We didn't know Street Fighter 4 was going to be what it was, but it once it dropped Super Street Fighter 4, we had a blast,
Mm.
you know? And I think it needs that. I'm hoping that the roster's solid. I'm hoping that the character designs meets all the check boxes. I think the gameplay's there. We don't know what we still have more to see before we can make a solid decision on the direction of the direction the game is gonna be. But so far, so good. I just think they got to be the New England Patriots. They got a Tom Brady. I just think it's just gonna favor them more. That's just the energy they have to be on. And A is good, but I just feel like it'll get buried, even amongst other fighting games that if they come out. I just think right now, why would I drop playing this for that? I'll just wait out until they drop Tekken 9, and then I'll
No,
leave.
I do think they could take the air out of Tekken's tires at this point. Like I think
Yeah.
it depends on when they drop, obviously, right? Like
Yeah,
we can't ignore the big dog in the room of Grand Theft Auto 6, which is just going to absorb everything from everybody. But in terms of there isn't the definitive like, well, if I'm not playing Street Fighter, I'm playing Mortal Kombat. If I'm not playing Mortal Kombat, I'm playing Tekken. It's like Mortal Kombat's done, and Tekken is on its way out, whether they want to admit to it or not.
and the
So
movie didn't help.
there is room in that space, and no one's like, well, I think I'll just go pick up Fatal Fury. Like that's not happening either. So despite their dedication, to putting out more content for that game. So I do
Fatal
think
Fury.
Virtual Fighter has a way to kind of like work its way into that. You gotta
Yeah.
play this.
Garo Makarov should have just never. It should have just stayed King of Fighters. That had momentum. You were
Mhm.
building momentum for that, and you just chopped it. I think you should have kept. You should have dropped the next King of Fighters to look like what we saw. Um, it should have had the graphics that Garo had, and I think that would have been more well received. Because now you have people that don't even know, like, what Garo Marco Wolves is it King of Fighters? No, I like King of Fighters.
Yeah.
King of Fighters to me is the real Street Fighter, and people tell me no, it's actually Garo. Well, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, Harada's there, so we'll see see what you can
Yeah, we'll
do.
see what happens, right?
I guess the last in the big gaming news segment. I know. I mean, I'm sure. I probably say, Joy, you probably, if anyone's played it, you probably played it definitely more than me. Probably more than Tim as well. Uh, do we have any thoughts about Destiny 2 finally sunsetting for good? And how is it Marathon's fault, if at all?
Listen, man, I don't know, man. With I did play a lot of Destiny, but I wasn't like after Destiny 1 and I saw how that was how they left us with that. I left, man. I didn't give Destiny 2 a try. I played it for a little bit, but it wasn't gonna get my time. There was more stuff that was way more interesting. I'm not giving myself to this looter shooter that everybody's trying to make me fall in love with. And I like the costumes were cool, the raids were cool, but what's the story? I still don't know what's going on with that world. It's not a story to where I'm captivated. In my opinion, all these guys should just, hey, listen, let's make the next Halo game.
Or
Like Microsoft
Halo-like game.
or Halo like game. I just that's what I think. Like, no, I think they should really call Microsoft and say, hey, we'll license this game for you because we're underwater. We need work. We're gonna need work.
Sony is gonna get that investment back, bro. One way or another.
Yeah, one way or another. Yeah,
You're not calling Microsoft nothing.
I just don't think I think it'd be easier. Just don't shock on it. But Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, but like that happened with that what game did that happen with before they got the kaputs?
Any to me, any game that lends itself to this online formula, I don't think it's that surprising that they have an expiration date. You could pick anything. I remember in college, you guys remember this game. It was like the first actual ironic like foray into like battle royale for real. It was called Mag, where it's like 50
Mhm.
up to like 100 people, it's all online just shooting at each other. And my roommate at the time got it, and I thought it was great. I'm like, this is a lot of fun to play, watch him play it. Like, it's cool. But I'm like, some point, they're gonna cut these servers. Like, there is no offline content. They're gonna cut these servers off. And it lasted, I think, well into the PS4 cycle. But at a certain point, they cut the servers off. I'm like, with Destiny 2, I'm like, Destiny 2 came out when? Like 2017? It's been like 10 years. Like this whole idea of like, well, because we have online servers now, we need to have the forever game. I'm like, since when has this become like an acceptable idea? Like,
And you
for yeah, yeah, you want creatives to kind of be able to reapproach this differently. Like, you want them to like, let's do, even if it's a sequel, even if it's Destiny 3, you want to give them the runway to do that. But if they're using all their best ideas for expansion pass, where do we go from here?
yeah, so I with these forever games, you when you find out even the means that they use isn't forever, like, yo, like guys, the internet is run underneath the ocean floor.
Yeah,
It's not satellites, guys.
yeah,
So it's a lot of finite things. These things are finite. Is resources finite?
yeah.
Finite. It's
But
finite.
but that's part of how like there
And
it's only again,
why
it's only now like that we're like it should have. I get it. People have their emotional connection, right? I've heard stories of like, hey, this was the first game I played with my son. We went on runs, we did raids, and that's beautiful. That's a beautiful
no,
thing. But you
no,
have those memories. You know what I'm
no.
saying? It's
And
like I went to many a sleepover where we played Smash Brothers well into the night.
oh man, those were
Smash
the
Brothers is no
days.
longer a thing. And
And
I
that's why those
and that's all there is.
those
you
were the
know,
days.
you
That's
had to be there. Like I think sometimes you forget about that. It's like some of these mediums, like you just had to be there. There's no point in trying to like squeeze this as much as possible. Like you want to free up resources to do other things, I would think. And just be kind of glad that they didn't completely butcher it.
yeah. Yeah, it's time to go, man. I mean, to be honest with you, like I just think people that paid that much, the fact that they put all their resources, like some people's accounts is worth thousands of dollars, I would assume, with this
Mhm.
Destiny game. And the fact that that's no longer gonna be you can't access that game anymore. I think
No,
people have the right.
they're gonna have offline mode.
Okay.
You'll still be able to access the servers for, I don't know how long, but like for example, the Destiny 1 servers are still up, right? So clearly, it's like they're not. It's not sunsetting in the like the traditional term. Like the servers will be turned off next month. It's more so like this will be the final content update, and it is what it is after this. So
Mm.
if something is broken,
So you think Destiny 3 as an emergency funding?
no,
Or we're gonna
no.
get somebody's gonna get the chopping block. We're gonna break this company off into pieces and
This
sell it.
Bungie
For me.
is
It's
finished.
done. Bungie's fin
Bungie
but
is
bungee cord,
finished.
an owl and a bungee cord. If y'all ever watch Kung Pao Into the Fist,
To be honest, I feel like Sony realized, like, hey, we were very zealous with this live service stuff, and I think they're trying to scale back. I think they're banking on Wolverine, and I would say like smaller games like Sorrows, and then even co-op gameplay, like in what they're doing with this Horizon stuff,
Yeah,
as a way to get
PvE.
back
Yeah.
into good graces. But I do think they see, excuse me, that full overhaul that they were trying to do. No,
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, now that Bungie is Sony owned, PlayStation owned, Destiny 3 is not happening. It is not. And if Marathon don't turn that corner, man.
it's not. It's not.
It's
It's
gonna be
actually
worse than
crippling.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse than Blue Point. It's gonna be worse.
That's exactly what happened with Blue Point. There you go. Yeah,
It's
it's gonna
gonna
be
be
crippling.
bad.
And Bluepoint did nothing wrong. They did their job, which is so
Exactly.
crazy. They did their
No,
job, and
you got rid of them for doing everything right,
Right.
and
And
that is the
succeeding at it.
insanity.
yeah, I don't think these small companies are like, yo, we're gonna sink. We're not gonna go under these big companies because it's gonna end the same.
Yeah.
I just happened to pay my bills for a lot longer before I got fired.
Yeah,
Eventually,
I do feel like, especially after what happened with Sony and Microsoft, a lot of companies are going to be very strategic. Like, all right, do we want to get absorbed by these people because they're very all over the place? Like, yeah, people want a more consistent income or like bigger scale projects to get their name out, but now it's like, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking, right? I'm a game developer. I want to pay the people that work for me because I actually love them. It's not.
Like,
It's. I don't care about the business rules. I do. We are getting you are getting hired to complete a mission.
Right.
And after that, hey man, I want to provide healthcare. I want to provide XYZ for my team. I want them their mental state to be good, provide therapy,
Bonuses. Yeah.
bonuses. I can't do it myself. Oh, man, I promise I'll pay these people. Let's see what happens, guys. How do you feel about going under Sony? They have their meetings or XYZ,
game
and then
releases and
But then, how do you guys? What do you guys think about like a company like Shift Up, right? Where it's like Stellar Blade did so well, technically as a second party release, technically, that everybody got Switch twos for Christmas, and they're like completely separating from Sony for Stellar Blade 2. Like they're doing their like they made enough capital to, like to do their own thing as a third party developer. Like, do
I
you guys
think
think
that's the
that's like
way
the
to
new
go.
wave?
I
Yeah.
think I
Mhm.
think you
it's
make it.
strategic. It's strategic, man. Strategic, and also the fan base spoke for itself. People. I mean, it,
Apparently, the game's good, really good. You know,
yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is.
it's not a bad
It
game.
is.
yeah,
And you already know the other reasons that we
yeah.
won't get into.
But
But
if you
like,
could
yeah,
have the other reason with a good game, I like Bayonetta.
yeah. No, but then no, but it delivered. It ultimately delivered. It ultimately delivered. And like I said, there's just those lightning in the bottle experiences sometimes, and they saw it as like, hey, now's our time to make a move. And sometimes you got to know to recognize that opportunity, man. Because to this day, I'm like, Media Molecules, send out a signal flare or something.
Bro,
Are y'all okay?
no. The next time we hear from them, it will not be good. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, bro, I mean, y'all dropped Dreams, which I kind of felt like, why would Sony just abandon this? Like, but then, so there's a lot of questions going around, man. But my name is Alice.
Game. Game. That's it. Just
Step
Super
out
Smash
back, all
Bros.
you hear
ended.
is just.
Yep.
Oh, Yeller, the media molecule.
Jeez.
But since we're talking about PlayStation, we'll pivot into PlayStation news. We have a upcoming state of play, right? But before we talk about the state of play, I did hear this interesting theory in regards to the way it was announced and the information that was indicated in the announcement. Um, Things with PlayStation have been so volatile over the past few weeks that one of the topics we were supposed to discuss last week that Jory brought up to me, I didn't even hear about it. Like, there's been so much negative press with Sony. I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing. You got the PlayStation Plus prices going up. So you have that happening. This is after the console has gone up, the PS Portal has gone up. They're doing dynamic pricing depending on where you live and what you access with games. Sometimes, we could all hop on to buy Spider-Man 2 and it might be a different price for all three of us based on our account activity. Then, not for nothing, but there is a prominent person in the gaming space named Colin Moriarty who works with Last Stand Media, and his PSN account got hacked. And this is with him having 2FA authentication, like having all the things in place, and they hacked his profile. And apparently, it wasn't the hardest. So we're seeing his stories from other people of like, yeah, all they did was look at my transaction details, my PSN name, and then got into my account, and then got me banned, and then sold my account, right? And we're
Oh,
seeing, yeah,
wow.
it's bad, it's bad.
Wow.
And previously PlayStation would be able to kind of skate under the bridge because as soon as they would shoot themselves in the foot, Xbox would take a shotgun to the face. But right now, Xbox is in people's good graces. So yes, the state of play is happening. Yes, it's gonna be over an hour long. Yes, they're talking about Wolverine. Yes, it's gonna be shown in a movie theater. But
What? Yo.
yeah, but is this damage control? Yeah, no, the PSN thing was bad. Like Colin had to call in because he knows people at Sony. He had to call in people from Sony to get his account back. It was bad.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
I don't think that. I think the audience is immune to the force, Tim.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. I mean, it comes out June 2nd, right?
June 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. But like, no, like it kind of goes back to what you said last year, and like they've become such this monolith now that it's becoming very scary, very very scary, bro. And then honestly, bro, I was thinking about getting another one, but once I saw them price tags, I was like, you know what? Let me stick with my retirement decision.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like you have it where it's like I think sometimes I think for a while Sony was really good at the set it and forget it. And what I mean by set it and forget it is like when you think about the prospects of like an online feature, right? You're like, okay, I'll get, PSN Essentials, I'll get cloud save, right? So if anything ever happens to my console, at least it's in the cloud somewhere, right? You pay your $10 and you don't even think about it. But then you look at the other aspects of it of like, but now that things like PC, right, have grown so exponentially over the past couple of years, PC does the same thing, and all you need is Wi-Fi from your Wi-Fi provider. You don't pay anything more for it. It's just there.
And I'm
So,
glad you said that.
but I think a lot of the things like with Sony, like you said, they're a monolith to people who don't ever think to look at the outside of like, okay, what else is available?
Your knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. And once you see it, you're like, wait, huh?
Gentlemen, I log into Monster Hunter and I realize, man, oh dang, did I pay for my PSS or my Xbox Live? No. I didn't. You mean to tell me I could have access to free alkaline water all this time? I didn't have to bathe in the city's water? I could just install my own water pump system throughout my house to get skin that's nourishing to my skin complexion? You mean vitamins made for me? A brother? You mean to tell me I don't have to buy this soap?
No.
The one that leaves the residue underneath my skin?
No.
That makes me sick years later? I don't have to? You mean the Jamaican lady selling the soap actually, she makes it in her house? From materials from the earth? Oh, yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, yeah, tell me how you feel.
Listen. I told you guys off mic, I feel like the Steam Deck was like every meme where you open a book and you just see the light of like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We're going to talk about it later, but I'm like, you know what? The way you guys have spoken to Lens about Redacted of the show we're going to cover, I think I'm going to buy the collection again on Steam. And would you look at that? Not only is it a better offer for the collection, but it's the collection with the version of the game that Tim likes with the dark hair for less than a Happy Meal at McDonald's.
At McDonald's. With the coupon.
With the coupon. An extra apple pie. With the members discount.
Like,
so I say all that to say I'm like I don't know how much choppy from Wolverine is gonna get it done this time, bro. I don't know.
And then
I don't know.
You announce that, guys, this isn't coming to that piece. It's not coming to PC. From here on out, a lot of our games aren't coming to PC anymore. You're gonna have to buy it here.
I think, I do feel like I mean, well, I don't know how that's gonna, expand into like the other giant game libraries, but I do feel it's like, are they gonna try? Because I think I saw this with Mighty Keith when he was talking about Grand Theft, like how there's no real PC talk out there. Like, has Sony become such a iron fist that are they going to try to gatekeep other releases from releasing on the PC?
They've done it before.
Now,
I did hear that. I think there was another theory that went out of like they just think that Take Two is trying to double dip. It's like that's like that it's not so much that Sony has an iron grip, but it's just like we're just going to sell you the console version and then sell you the PC version again. And Sony's like,
yeah,
this works out for us. Like,
yeah, and then to be honest, bro, we'll see in coming time because, like I said, man, this economy is just changing, and these policies are changing. So it's like yeah, you could send certain patterns, but then, bro, some of these patterns could just end up anywhere.
Tim, the magnifying glass is out to what you said about the economy of like, I need to know where every dollar is going these
Dollars
days.
going. Well,
It's no
you
set it and forget it is over.
yeah, you mean to tell me you canceled my favorite game because it didn't give you the return on your yacht? I'm done with you guys. I'm done with you guys. No, it's getting to that point.
No,
I mean,
it is.
because we now people are aware, like, yo, I'm not getting the game I want because the investors aren't giving me the game I want.
I still haven't gotten Mega Man Legends. That man been on the moon.
I don't care about these shareholders. They want me to buy a product, but they're not meeting me halfway. What do we have to talk about?
You gave us several Mega Man collections that I did not ask for. I just asked for Mega Man Legends 3.
But even with the new Mega Man, that one's looking. People aren't all the way, and they're not only that are they not all the way convinced, but it's one of those things where it's like this may not do well depending on how you treat this property. Like again, the magnifying glass is out for everything, and I feel like with PlayStation, it's like okay, so you do the showcase, it might be cool, right? I'm sure the Wolverine gameplay is going to look incredible. I'm sure it will. But then it's like okay, but then what else are you going to show? You're probably going to show Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, I would imagine, right? Okay, that's a given.
Yeah, because I think that's when the Doom trailer, well, the villain trailer.
Yeah, more than likely. But then out of those two things, right? After that, is everything else third party, right? So are you just getting an exclusive
I think
first
they're
look?
getting back into indies. I think they're getting back into indies like under their properties again. Because a lot of people have been asking for them. A lot of people have been asking for that return to indie era support that you guys are doing. Because like I said, man, bro, they do need some games. Like people, when you really kind of look at it, like Wolverine is kind of like the only, I would say, blockbuster is scale game that they got left in the chamber. Everything else is out.
Bruh, someone said Naughty Dog has given us 20 hours of gameplay over the last 10 years.
Jeez.
It's bad.
Bro, I mean, like, no, that's real. Like some of these Sony studios, like I said, I call Gran Turismo the golden boy. Like the dude got to just come out one game every console cycle, and that's it.
Yeah, but the rest of them, they are not. They do not have that
They
liberty. You need to get back out because what's gonna happen when you start watching the showcase and you're like, oh wow, they showed some new gameplay of Tides of Annihilation. Oh wait, that's a third party game. Oh wow, they showed the first teaser trailer for the final installment in the Jedi Survivor arc. Oh wait, that's also third party. Like, like
But they did. They did.
no. I'm saying like, showcase surprise.
You got me happy.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? You started.
You got me happy.
But it's not a PS5 exclusive. Oh wow, they're dropping. The rumors were true. Infamous Remastered is dropping. Oh wait, they closed Blue Point. Who's making it? Sucker Punch doesn't want to make any more Infamous games. Who's doing the port? You just start.
I think we might get Ghost of Yote DLC, story DLC.
I wouldn't hold my breath. They've already stopped updating the online. Yeah.
Man, it's hard out there for a developer, man.
Yeah.
I'm really sad now because it's like, man, these guys are the leader of a team, and they're getting flack for stuff they have no control over because the hands that be the.
Yeah.
Feel me?
It's turned into a thing where it's like the decisions of the higher ups are affecting everyone's pockets. Of like, hey, because we spent an absorbent amount of money on this live service attempts, we're all buckling down. It's like, I didn't tell y'all to do that.
and I think I gotta see this video again, but I don't know if it was on Maximilian or if it was on 5 PDX I don't even know if maybe Kyle Bosman, but I gotta refresh my memory. But like, it's very hard to track um just what the people want, man.
I don't think it's
When it
hard at all.
no, no, for us because we're at the ground level, but I guess pertaining to fighting games, but I guess that's more of a specific thing. But with this, certain things, yes, what you're saying is actually a lot easier
Yeah.
to track.
People
Just give the
bought
people.
the PlayStation for single player games. It's simple math.
And why do you think these guys want to change the market? Why are they telling us what they want us or what they think we should want?
Oh, because they want to make more money.
Okay.
That's a simple. They want
But
to make more money.
if they want to, they have to continue making single player games that don't take 2 years, 4 years, 5 years to come out.
Correct.
Okay.
You gotta remember the thing that was always a valid argument in the midst of the height of the console war was, hey, we got Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? Like, Halo's cool, but I just had Nathan Drake survive a train fall in in 1080p. Like that you those are the things that kind of pushed you towards the top of this mountaintop. And you go over here like, nah, just play Marathon. Just play, log into our latest server, and don't worry about story too much.
But then that's why I felt like, they could have really invested more into like, double A games versus triple A. Because who's to say, like, wait, some of these double A games was really carrying the weight.
Yeah.
Like, even sometimes, like when some of these double A games won awards, they're just like, and then that's when you want to back them up, like, oh yes, we are so proud of what this product
To have them
became.
on our product page.
It's like,
Buried on page 6.
And
come
then
on.
you give them some allowance money. I go buy some a bucket of Chinese food. Go ahead and make that DLC for us. I'm like, well, we have actually better ideas. I was thinking that we should put the money towards this. Oh man,
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, we'll see come June 2nd, man.
Yeah. Yep. In terms of Xbox news, Xbox is also planning a showcase. People are saying this will be the big Gears of War rollout. In terms of footage for that, seems to
This is
track.
this is an Xbox.
Oh no, Tim, it's Xbox in all caps now. Change your tone, right? Talk to them nice. This is big Xbox, not the little
all
one,
caps,
right?
all caps, all caps.
Xbox, like I'm yelling at you. All right, we don't do capital letters anymore. It's all capital or nothing.
It should have. It was always caps. It's back to the original original text. It was always caps. These guys wanted to go for some weird, uh, like it just like it looked like more of a home appliance style. Hey, we just want to be everybody's friend. Like that's not what made the Xbox the Xbox.
Right.
It was the edge. And you lost the market that was edgy.
Yeah.
You lost the attitude era. That's
Yeah.
what Xbox was. It was the attitude era, ruthless aggression.
I agree.
And
Go ahead.
you took the crust off the toast.
And some of the Game Fest is after that too, as well.
Which is good. I like the back to back.
It's virtual E3. Essentially, we're getting virtual E3 at the beginning of June.
Yeah. What's the Thanos? What's the Thanos? You couldn't live with your failure.
Right.
Where did I bring you?
Yeah, we're right back where we started, just all online. That's
Should
all.
have never gone away then.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't want to pay for the
The
space.
space.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
granted, those numbers that we heard were kind of insane. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So at a certain point, I was like, I wouldn't pay for that either. I don't care.
Oh yeah, your greed killed you.
I'm not moving that much merch. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Any thoughts in terms of, is there really anything, given everything that they're doing now that you can get like almost like a quote unquote free version of Game Pass now with Discord Nitro and all these, we're listening, basically your version of an Xbox subreddit. Is there anything that Xbox can do this year that will turn heads in any way? I mean, granted, they have Forza Horizon 6, right? Early access still jumping out the gym in terms of sales. But that's not really a surprise. Like, not to like diminish that accomplishment, but it's like Forza always does well for you guys. It's it's amazing that it continue to do well.
Once I saw the Gundam, I was like,
fire. It's Japan. Tim, that's what the Forza fans wanted.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I actually like the fact my favorite Forza Horizon is the one that did the Hot Wheels playset. That was Tim. That was amazing. That was an amazing DLC. They did the Hot Wheels. I'm like, yo, this is genius. These to me are developers that are having fun. That's all I want. I want to know the people making the game are having just as much fun as I am. It doesn't. You can feel the energy. It speaks to you, man. It's just like food, man. When you can tell, yo, you love being a chef. I didn't even ask you to sauce. You told me the molecular compound structure of salt at a certain temperature. I didn't need to know that. But the fact that you do and you knew that I would enjoy it as a human being that has taste buds as well, hey, let me go ahead and give you that.
Yeah. And I mean, I just feel like we can't diminish the fact of like they gave the fans of that IP what they wanted.
I think can Xbox do any? Should they do anything right now? I don't know if it would matter. Like, what else could you do? Reveal? Because I said, okay, maybe they can reveal the console.
Nah,
that's a little too soon.
Yeah.
So no, that's off the table. Definitely more games, but we're at the tail end of the console life cycle. So when are we going to see this game?
Right. So you show Clockwork Revolution, and it's like, oh, it's still gonna be TBD coming soon. Whatever terminology that they use, it's not coming this year.
I think maybe something along the lines that could come out within next year.
No, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, that'll probably get everybody excited. Just something that you kind of like the Oblivion reveal was fire. Like, if you can give us something along the lines of that within probably, I'll wait mid-year, next year, mid-summer 2027. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
come out in that time.
There's rumors that to your point, there's rumors that there's going to be a shadow announcement / drop of a Gears of War collection.
Now, is this Gears of War collection going to be remastered, or is just going to be compiled? Because I already have all of them. It's not going to matter to me, right? So that's
it's a rumor.
That's not enough. I don't think it's enough.
What else do they have?
It's cool to have. It's not enough, though.
Do you mean a remake or a remaster? Because remember, there's 3 levels. There's remaster, remake, and reimagine.
So the rumor that I heard was that it's a remaster, kind of similar to what they did with like the Mass Effect collection, the Halo collection. It'd be the Gears of War collection.
No, that's not enough for me.
A couple of bug fixes, a couple of tweaks here and there, but
it's not enough. It's the same thing. It's not enough.
To me, like I said, I don't know if they have anything they could do this year. I don't.
I don't think so. I think right now, to be honest with you, I think just prepare for the next launch. Right at this point, that's the only thing you can do. Make sure this game comes out day one of launch, or that's the only thing they can do right now. Prepare for the next launch. Right now, just continue to rebrand. Prepare the bedding. Prepare the table. Get the kitchen cabinets ready. The plates ready before the people move into their brand new house. Make sure the driveway's set and already cemented.
The problem is they're having problems finding the foundations for the house because they don't have enough RAM, if you can believe it, for their new consoles.
So they need hey, everybody.
Kind of hard to power the Helix with nothing.
It's kind of hard to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
That's the
nobody could make anything. Like, we're all stuck. It's like right now people are talking about, yo, they're gonna let me lend. I'm hearing rumors of people lending me a computer and they'll take it back because they don't feel like we need one. Who are you to tell us we don't want to own stuff, man?
Right, a subscription service computer
for a computer. Yeah, I'm gonna build a computer, and as a multi-millionaire, I think the people, you don't need one. Why do you want to own it? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, if you listen to Sony, right, with the PlayStation, you can always lease a PS5, but not to own. No. No.
What are you gonna do if I decide not to pay you back? What, you gonna come into my house for? We have PS4 security PMCs that we've hired. for a corporation. Now
Right.
we reaching Tricell, Tyrell Industries level
All
of
on the
cyberpunk
subtle
level.
cargo jackets just ready to
Oh
just
nah, they just
to
coming to the house.
mobilize.
Why did they grab my PS5? The repo man? Oh
Yep.
man, it's so. I know there's not really anything that I think like right now. Just focus on your rebranding. That's the
Yeah.
only strategy that can work. Because we're not even we're everybody right now. I feel like as far as gaming is concerned, are quietly remove themselves. They say like, "Yo, this is over." Like everybody's like, "Yo, I bought the PlayStation 5 just to sit in my house.
Yeah.
I'm not really playing anything new."
Yeah.
So, and then now the gaming industry is at a halt because everybody thought they was gonna have access to like, oh, we can make our next system. Now PlayStation like, yo, we don't know when the next PlayStation 6 is coming out.
Right. We know when we want to have it out, but we don't know when we get there.
We don't know.
But enjoy
So,
this price hike.
Yes, but
but
enjoy this price hike.
enjoy this price hike, and yeah, because somebody's got to pay for this, even though we made the business decision.
Yeah.
I just think
Like,
there's a whole
that's
bunch of 30th anniversary PlayStation Pros just sitting in somebody's lobby because they scalped them all.
And
It's just
can't flip them because no one can afford them, and no one's buying them for the price. It's bad. It's bad.
and then the people that scalped them, like, okay, you're expecting to sell this in a certain amount of time. It's not gonna have that value anymore, brother. So what you lost.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
lost, man.
Yeah. I feel like with Xbox, it's like, do the people's champ move for the next 6 months, right? Continue to take the feedback, fix the things. Yes, turn it from days played to hours played. Do again, lay up to the basket. Just lay up to the basket.
All you could
Lay up to
do
the
right
basket.
now,
Like,
all you can do right now is expand your services.
yeah.
That's it. Like, oh
Fine tune
man, how do I?
Xbox Anywhere, get Xbox Game
Yeah,
Pass, as tightly wound as you can. That's all you could do.
that's all you could
Like
do.
even some of the
You,
other rumors that we heard is that because they stopped production of the Xbox Series X, they can't even make those anymore.
jeez, geniuses.
So part of the reason, allegedly, again, why they didn't do any Black Friday sales on the Series X last year was because they don't have any excess to get rid of. This is it. What's out in the wild is out in the wild. There is no more. we just re-upped because there is no RAM available.
And to be honest, bro, I'm kind of glad. I do feel like I always tell people COVID was a real, I mean, minus the deaths, but I think it was a real reset for humanity in certain ways that a lot of people was not catching on. Like that
Yeah.
was nature's trying to say, like, no, you guys stepped out of line and you need to realign yourselves.
Yeah.
And I do
Come
feel
back
like,
to earth.
yeah, and I do feel like the video game industry and the movie industry are real direct, like especially like in terms of like entertainment, are being hit so hard. It's like, yes, things are changing, bro. Like these might be the last systems that you will ever see. Wow.
Yeah.
And you know why? And yeah, and I agree with you, Tim. I'm actually glad because it's like, yo, the companies realize, listen, we don't have as much power as we thought we did. And I'm very glad you guys seen. Now, do they learn from this lesson? Probably not. But the fact that the outcome is forcing them to adjust, the fact that now the wild card is that like this guy might have an Exodia in his deck. He might have the Egyptian god. Nature might provide an Egyptian god card for the masses, and now we're forced. We have no choice. We realize now that we must make sure the customer is happy.
Yeah.
If that's a case scenario,
Yo,
I love it.
guys, China's starting to work on their own GPUs. They're like, oh, you're tired of NVIDIA?
What?
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, to your point of like,
Not to mention, I got a car that can actually transform. That's in China. They have Optimus Prime in China for 25,000. Wait, you mean to tell me I don't have to pay for the car for the first six months? That's the deal that you're giving me? Oh, the American automotive car company's not allowing it to come over here. Okay, we see why.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Some
But
of the
what
best
they're
Android
trying
phones on the market you can't buy in America. You know, like there's just certain things of like not because they don't exist, they're not allowed to be shipped to America. All the
that'll
carriers are in bed with
destroy.
each other, and it's like, nope, we're not gonna run that phone here.
And trust me, bro, that economic war is intensifying in so many ways, bro.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm glad we always spoke about these economic factors because, like, bro, they're real.
BYD, that's the
They,
car company.
Mhm.
they are real.
Smashing Tesla.
But it's just, these are the times that we're in, man. So, like I said, backlog season
Oh yeah,
till you retire.
indefinitely,
And
definitely.
you know what's so crazy? Even with the entertainment industry, people are realizing like, yo, why is this old movie made in 1970 to 1980 feel more connecting to me than this movie that I see with a green screen behind me?
Yeah,
Right?
that's in
And then
ultra
now
4K
people
HD with
it's not doing it. I don't care
yeah,
about this, man. I want the film. That's why do I like Christopher Nolan's movie? And it's of this time versus this well, this guy he uses he still uses actual film.
yeah.
He still uses actual film and practical effects.
The way I've seen people the way I've seen the internet reimagining in terms of the opinion of Interstellar recently has been a case study to say the least. So like Interstellar might be one of the greatest movies ever made. I'm like, greatest movies ever made. Hold on. But to your point of like, no, when you go back and watch the way it was shot, it's like, I mean,
People are invested in the characters in Interstellar.
yes.
That's and there's a craving for it, right? Even the gentleman that did what's the gentleman? His name is Duva. Have you guys ever watched Arrival with Amy Adams?
No.
Oh, actually, yeah, I have. I have.
I didn't know I was gonna like the movie. I wind up loving the movie.
I wasn't too big of a fan of it, to be honest with
But
you.
you know, for me, it's the breath. There's films that's I like nature, right? I like going out. I like mountains. I love the park. I like the park before it wakes up. I like the Everglades, even though it gives off a smell, but it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's working. The reason why it smells like that is because it's doing its job. So for me, when I see a movie that's able to capture something that I can experience outside, bruh, you don't have to have a lot of dialogue. That's why I love film because some movies, the scenery tells the story itself. Now, if you go in with a certain expectation, I can understand you feeling underwhelmed. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I love Drive because I love the way it was shot.
Mhm.
You know, I love that the fact that the story is told with the silence of the movie, and the first movies were silent films. So I like that connection to for it being that way, you know, and going back to games, certain games do that. To Tim's point, I understand where Tim is coming from people being weird and different, but you gotta do what you're doing well, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And I think what's happening with the gaming industry, it needs to happen, man. It needs to go back
Unfortunately, yeah, but it
to
needs to go back to
formula.
formula,
It
which we'll be
has to
getting to very soon.
very
Very
soon.
couple things on that docket.
Yeah.
Real quick in Nintendo news. Nintendo continues to have one of the most wonky rollouts of Switch 2 software that we have ever seen in our lives. And what I mean by that is, while to what Joy was saying off mic about how this Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, right, is kind of struggling in terms of critical reviews, Tomodachi Life can't stay on shelves. It's just like Pokemon Pocopia of like, this wasn't the thing that everyone expected to be a hit necessarily, and yet here it is at 4 million plus copies. So I wanted to ask you guys, does the Switch 2, are they gonna have a blockbuster at any point? Or are we gonna continue to see like these quirky, almost like underdog releases kind of be the thing that kind of carries the hardware?
To be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. I do feel like the underdog serves a very a good significant place in the ecosystem.
Mm.
You because you need those, man. Like you really do. Like I do feel like certain Mario games have hit a sense of burnout because they've expanded his universe to so many corners of the
They did it
world.
all, bro. You're right.
And it's like 'Cause, like, you could tell even in the title, Yoshi and the what?
Right. Right.
What is this even about?
Yeah,
Why
you
why
it
should why should we really even care? But then I get it.
isn't he a dinosaur? Like,
Or
I mean,
dragon,
yeah.
depending on the
Because I
depending on the
get it. But
story.
they're trying to, like, keep these continuities of, like, certain IPs out, especially when the movies come around thinking it will roll over. It's excuse me, and sometimes it does work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it's just you're starting to really see like, yeah, bro, y'all really thought the face value of these games would just carry all the weight. It doesn't. Because first of all, like, yeah, the biggest things that are working for y'all is your underdog games and your nostalgic titles. Fire Red Leaf Green
It's one of your biggest sellers.
sold numbers, bro.
Crazy.
So crazy numbers, bro. Like that was the nostalgia scratch that people wanted so bad. And you already know Emerald and Heart and Gold, Soul Silver,
Will be
it's gonna
another money printer. Yeah.
triple that, bro.
Mhm.
And they're just waiting for it. Because as you can see, they don't calm down with the packs.
Of
But
course they have.
to get back on to get back on focus, yeah, like yeah, it's just like some of these things have just been exhausted. They've been exhausted, and then you're also connecting them to movie properties.
Yeah.
So you're
which
trying to bank off this cinematic universe connected to your main story IPs.
subconsciously leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I know where it's gonna go. Like we've seen this happen. I mean, we can anticipate where it's gonna go, and I don't have any too much of high hopes for it because why? Just the way even how Disney handled the Marvel properties, and the fact that I don't think Nintendo kind of like understand what it like the movie world in a
Yeah.
weird way. So it's like revealing something like, yo, guys, you need a story for a movie.
You do.
There's
It can't all be references. It can't.
I
Yeah, yeah, the Donkey Kong stuff was cool, but it's like, okay, but where is this going?
where is it going? What was the point of that? Like, what was the there was no outcome that I felt warranted Fox to be there. Because it says galaxies,
Right.
and you did not there was no, it's just like, yeah, let's just put them in there for in their sake. It turns into it felt like a fan made just periodic YouTube episode.
Is Batman versus Superman? Like it's just like, oh,
It's just
no, we're trying to build this universe very quickly, and here it is.
it's
Ah,
just like
ah.
and then I'm saying like, guys, um you need build up for a story. You guys had the money right there. Just slow down. That's it.
We got these plushies in the warehouse that we need to get rid of.
And now you lose because parents are watching this like, yo, the kids enjoyed it, but like, yo, your kids' brains are fried if they enjoyed it, bro. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's them eating candy. That's not good. That's not a good sign, man.
Yeah.
Bro,
You know what I'm
bro,
saying? Like, I would never treat my kid in a matter like, oh, he's just a kid. Dog, no, they prove to you, like, yo, use great vernacular when you're talking to your child. That allows them to have good vernacular. When you talk to them in chopstick, like choppy, hey son, what do you want to do? You want bacon? Bacon? They they don't perform, they don't use the muscles in their cheeks to pronunciate the word completely, right? They're not able to have complete thought. Now they think in blocks versus them having a continuous stream of thought and focus. Like my nieces and nephews, man, they can tell me how they feel about a thing. And it's refreshing. And they're still kids. They're not asking to be adults. They still
Mm.
and I like being around them because I feel the vibrance of life around them. They're still trying to figure out the world. They don't care about what this rapper's doing or what this rapper's wearing. You know what I'm saying? Um, what are you into? Why do you like? All right. Yeah. So man, where was I? I said, yeah, I just think Dang, I forgot where I was.
Well, I think generally the thing is like we're starting to see a bigger and bigger divide in terms of what is classified as children's entertainment, right? So like the other day I watched Zootopia 2 because I'm like, what about this movie caused it to make $1 billion? And to your point, Jory, it had a plot, it had character growth. Things
Shrek.
happened of
Shrek.
yeah, it things connected in a way that paid off at the end of the movie.
Toy Story.
You know,
The
like
Incredibles.
I think
Even Megamind.
yeah, I think to your overall point, it's like the issue that Nintendo's going to run into is like when you start to portray a cinematic universe, this starts to become the definitive version of these characters to a certain audience, and they don't see anything else. Like I showed you guys, I have been in World War VII in my comments for what I said about Iron Man because apparently everyone there didn't know that he existed before 2008. So when I say he doesn't always
And
sound like this, they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like,
and to be honest with you,
have you played a little game called Ultimate Alliance? Marvel versus Capcom 2. Have you seen the movie called Ultimate Avengers 1 or 2? Deep voice Tony Stark who tried to seduce Black Widow? No, none of those ringing a bell, huh? He's
like
always sounded like this.
to be honest with you, you know the clearest example of how Tony Stark moved prior to Robert Downey Jr. Xanatos from Gargoyles.
Or the Iron Man cartoon from the same era.
No, but he was just nicer. No, it's the same guy. It's the same character. I promise you, Xanatos and Tony Stark is the same character. He's just nicer, and
Yeah.
not played by Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but that's what I'm. But
That's
what
it.
we're like. That's where I'm in agreement with you. Of like you guys, you're so.
And that's why they went with Robert Downey. It's because Robert Downey kind of
Yeah.
modeled the character after him.
Yeah, bro. I'm like you're putting yourself in a position where the kids of today are going to expect Donkey Kong to sound like Seth Rogen.
Which I don't
Do
think
you
is.
want that?
I don't. Bro, it's not good, dog.
They don't want to hear Gorilla Noise Donkey Kong anymore.
Yeah, but y'all don't have a problem with Black Widow having different voices, do you? No, nobody says anything. Or nobody fights for Jean Grey.
No.
No, they don't. Nobody fights for Cyclops, right?
They
we
don't.
fight for Gambit and we fight for Wolverine, but we fight for an cartoon Wolverine.
And even with that conversation starting to change.
Yeah.
I've seen Steve Blum again. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, dog. I'm like, yo, listen. Yeah. Once I see another, I say, yo, this actor again. Like, how many times is he gonna play a character that I did not want to play?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, hey, listen, I can take you as Nero, but now you Dante. You lost me,
man. What a segue! What a segue! What a segue!
What a
segue!
You lost me forever,
ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a press start select original segment that we came up with called.
I don't know if Tim is ready to do the
call back to formula.
But it's time to.
Call back to formula. Now, for those who don't know, back to formula is a segment that we came up with where something, whether it be a entertainment property, a game, a show, has gone so far off rails that there is no course correction. There is no, we'll just do better next time. No, you need to take everything you've done so far, throw it away, and start again. Go back to formula. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if my internet, if my internet holds out, if my internet will allow me, if the weather permits, tonight's Back to Formula is none other than Devil May Cry Season 2. Now, like last time, as someone who is not as invested in the universe, who went and bought the collection so I could figure out, it's kind of like when Avatar: The Last Airbender had its first live action movie. And I went to watch it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't see what's so great about this series." And everyone was like, "No, you have to watch the cartoon to see how much they ruined this with this take." This season was so bad. I'm like, I have to play the games. I have to, because this cannot be the thing that everyone tells me is the coolest thing on the planet. This is horrific. This is horrible.
Someone says season 2 is a humiliation ritual.
But for who? The
For
audience?
everybody.
The fans?
Yeah, yeah. Dog, listen. Let me tell you the space that I was in coming into this season. When I realized Adi Shankar is not responsible for the Castlevania that we got. He just came at the tail end of it because the actual original writer fell to allegations or something like that. So he's not responsible for all the magic that we were like, yo, this makes a lot of sense. It's someone who appreciated the Castlevania world and thought that these beats would be interesting. So let's go to now Devil May Cry. When I found that out, I said, I don't like the way this guy interviews. None of these interviews make me feel comfortable with him helming the sword or helming the charge, donning the blade, whatever. Once I saw season 1 that it is going to be played, they didn't go with Ruben Landon. Listen, Ruben Landon made his way back into 5. I think he has grace for this, right? But no. Okay, they're not using him. What actor are they gonna use for Dante?
Rahime.
I don't have a problem with Nero. I actually like Nero. He's cool. Right?
What do you mean? Why don't you like Ichigo? He's slaying demons, just like Ichigo.
Yeah. And that's exactly the logic that I can't subscribe to. Right? I can't subscribe to. So now you have the actor play the character Dante. Oh, he's his younger form. There's no way Dante was already young. We know who played him.
But also, if you pay attention, there was a mini time skip because he did look older in this season.
Now I'll give you something else that doesn't make any sense. Dante. Bro, you had everything written out for you in the original stories. When people tell me there's no layers to it, I said, guys, they use subtext. That's why when we don't advance in higher forms of literature, we realize we don't know how to argue. We realize that our thinking framework is not good. There's ways to think that they build out for us. That's why certain people lose debates. That's why certain people they start beatboxing whenever they get into very passionate arguments or disagreements, or they just cop out because they don't know how to
or resort to name calling,
or resort to name calling. It doesn't even have to go that way, you know. But anyway, back to Devil May Cry, man. Like for someone like Ant to be like, yo, I need to know what's going on. It can't be this bad. For that to be the reason why he purchased the collection is not good. I knew it was in trouble once I saw how Devil May Cry season 1 was going on. Like the Makai, bruh, Sparta closed the demon worlds because they was terrible. That's why he went up against Mundus. It's not because there was some hierarchy of goodness.
Some refugees.
He said, "Yo, if I let these people out, dog, yo, it's a rapski." It's like, listen, I don't want the world of Devil May Cry to give me what's going on politically in this world. You know, I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I just don't want it in Devil May Cry because it's Devil May Cry's not built for that. So when you try to turn it into that, a character who by personalities just not he's kind of interested in himself and become and only is only the only reason why he sees the value in humanity is because he sees a lady that is fragile. That's why he started to soften his heart. Once he saw the parallels between him and his brother, and he saw the confliction between Mary and her father, he was like, man, you know what, dog, maybe I don't have all this thing figured out. That's what the subtext of Devil May Cry 3 told me. And I wasn't even like, I'm not no big scholar, but they told the story well enough for me to pick that up. Lady's not some flat character that people say, yo, she didn't have a lot going on for her. If you play each Devil May Cry, she's a different person. To me, that's not her not knowing who she is. That's not me. Like, and then when
okay, no, I'll expand on that one. You made a point, but then it goes back to what I said originally. This is where Capcom dropped the ball. Because yes, in Devil May Cry 3, she has the strongest appearance because it's a story that she's connected to. But you do gotta admit that, okay, 1 and 2. 1 was focused about Trish. 2 was about her name's Lucia, right?
Yeah.
And then
Lucia.
4, she was just a background character, bro. And then 5,
Both of them were, to be fair.
yeah, it's just like
Which is no, but you
go ahead.
Capcom dropped like I no longer fault the story if the system itself is built incorrectly. It's bound to fall. There's nothing you could do about that. If I built Mortal Kombat to be built on strings, there's nothing a great story could do, bro. I realized that as a creator. If I built a faulty system, then my people would be like, yo, bro, like, kid, what is Gojo's powers? How do you beat Gojo? I don't want that from my. I don't want that as a creator. That's not good. People will be forgiving, but that's not a good package to me. You know. But anyway, besides that, go back to Devil May Cry season 2, man. Like I knew it was gonna go kaputs. Aren't you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Bro, you frozen, so I'm getting
Oh,
scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was just tuned in. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yo, the story element was there since 3. All you had to do was give us 3 with just more exposition. Once I saw you took out the most iconic villains and Devil May Cry, and you put them on like, bro, you do a scene from the Matrix. Where, and then these bosses were monumental. They had personality already, and you reduced them to stooges. Just Agni and Rudra was so interesting as gatekeepers. Why you could have expounded on why did Sparta choose them to gate the door of Tenement Group? That was already an interesting interaction in boss battles. Then gestures already interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of things that they could have used, but they just threw it out the window and said, "I'm gonna do this with it." That's not how it works, man. You had the work already done for you. Just expand on that. It makes the job easier for your team. It makes the job easier for you. And now when fast forward to Devil May Cry 2, you know what didn't make any sense to me, At? Lady betrays him at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Dante's free and he's okay with it.
He's totally fine.
And now it's not Dante anymore. Dante was like, yo, I'm making a point not to talk to women who shoot me in the head, even though I survived. You know what I'm saying? He understood. He said, bro, and after that, Dante was disappointed. He said, man, I don't know what's my luck with the ladies. So now the character's reflecting on how he interacts with an individual. Right? Anyway,
not
so go forward.
Not
in this. Then they build up Batman, President Batman to be nothing. Like, bruh, he dies, he gets faded away into the ether dust and just gives off a smile. Like I said, yo, what y'all did with this character? Okay,
like
I'm gonna give them. Bruh,
Man of Steel.
What was that? And I'm all over the place. Guys, forgive me. Guys, there's a lot of stuff that just when I saw the Makai thing, like, bruh, it was lady was offing these people. And even the result of her changing her mind was like, bro, if I'm a Makai, well, there's no Makai that's going after her. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, your face is all, bro, you was eliminating families, dog. Children.
The
you know
entire premise of this season felt like, who is the main character and why are none of them Dante?
You destroyed Virgil.
None of them were Dante.
When I say Virgil was chop suey, there's no way Virgil would be talking to Mundus, dog. Virgil hates Mundus, bro. And it's like, I like the fact that they showed us more of Mundus, but Mundus is trash, bro. That's one. I like the backstory of Argisax. I'm not gonna lie. He lived to be 1,000 years old, right? But dog, if you're gonna give him Vandal Savage levels of understanding, show more of that. You wasted a perfectly the motive for him to do what he did was trash. Now I felt like they took a page out of Dio, Phantom Blood. I said, dog, there's no way. This does not feel bruh. They took a page out of Phantom Blood because they couldn't find a deep enough story to tell. I'm like, bro, this doesn't work for me. I'm not taking this from you.
It felt like I was watching season 1 all over again with the whole like the human being is the avatar of this greater being, right? So it's like the first season we had the bunny, right, who was an avatar of whatever the big bad was, and then this season it's like you have the Vandal Savage character, and he's like, if only to have been a god for a little bit. It's like this was your whole motivation was to be the living embodiment of this demon that kept you alive. You killed your daughter, you lost you built up an entire empire to last 5 minutes.
Dog. And not only that, but like, okay, Lucia is a clone. Argasax did create her. I'm not mad at that.
But guess what? She's a cameo in season 1. I was like,
that's a clone though. I could say that's a clone. That's not bad. She's probably like a deformed clone. That's why I took it as. Because
but you know what this Devil May Cry series reminds me of? Remember that last Resident Evil movie that came out where they crammed 1, 2, and 3 together into like one big story?
Yes.
That's exactly what this is. It's like, so, all right, you give us this premonition of like 3, but you're giving us elements of 1 in it at the same time.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
2, you're putting together 1, 2, and 3 together. Because like the whole Arkham Jester thing is like, all right, well,
bro, this works in season.
Work now.
That should have never been the bunny.
And then you could also you name drop the cult from 4, so you could definitely tell a time skip is going to happen very soon where they just jump straight to 4. But then is Nero going to be the kid of Dante and Lady now?
Yeah. What?
Because like what is this?
No, it's trash.
Was Keith Davis' character an actual character in the game?
No.
I could tell. No. I'm like,
that middle portion. I wanted to like just like, what is this?
Do you know that area is Devil May Cry 4?
I watched the episode. I'm like, this don't seem like.
You thought you was watching Chronicles of Riddick, right?
Yeah, I'm like, the shaman who. What is this?
Chronicles of Riddick? What is this? And then the girl, what was her point?
And it's like she has powers, but no, not really. But she does have powers, but she don't. And
this, I thought this was AI generated story.
And then my thing is like, so a dude with his army, like a clone army of harpies, is after you, and y'all just said, "Hey, let's dress up and have sex, and not prepare."
In a little girl's room.
Yep. And now, right? That's another thing. Like, okay, Dante grease lady. He grease lady. And I'm just like, yo, what, dog? Devil May Cry 3 did this better than what y'all gave me. that ending scene. Are you like?
And then he did the Twilight thing with the car. Like when he stopped, I was like, bro, what is this? What is going on here?
And then the dialogue, bro, the dialogue literally took scenes from the game, and I'm hearing phrases from the game. I'm like, dog, don't Pulp Fiction this. It's not gonna work. Trash. Gesture showed up to do what?
And
And
then another thing about it is, so you said you studied Makai technology, and then so he finally got Ebony and Ivory, but no devil arms. When I saw Beowulf, I was like, okay, Virgil's about to kill Beowulf, and I was like, nothing's happening.
No, Tim. The intro, and then Beowulf's voice. No, dog, you can't. It was the bosses. That should have been the bosses from part 3 was already easy for you, man. You didn't have to do any of what we got jumbled parts from 4 and 5 into this one. No. I like the fact Argasax and Mundus probably square off. That was interesting.
That was interesting.
That was very interesting. But the execution of it left me with, I'm like, wait, bro, you telling me Argasax is kind of lame, fam?
Well, they did say he was depowered because he needed to absorb.
Quick interjection. Right. Tim, you know what's funny? What you said about the devil arms. So again, like I got the collection because I'm like, hey, I got to see how this starts, and I'll go in timeline order, right? So I started playing 3 for a little bit of the day, fought the Cerberus, and unlocked the devil. And I was like, oh.
There you go.
Now I see why Tim's upset.
A multi-elemental nunchucks.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Ant. What are you playing as? Are you playing as Trickster or Swordmaster?
Trickster.
Trickster?
Yeah.
I want you. You're not gonna fully have access to what Cerberus can do. I just want to let you know that.
I'm
None
just
of the
there for
weapon.
I'm just there for the story.
Okay, 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 okay,
I'm
okay,
not.
okay,
And
okay.
then another thing, and then this goes back to your point, Jory, about one of your childhood experiences was the art of Devil May Cry. I thought about that instantly when Virgil unlocked his Devil Trigger. I was like, so you just did a palette swap color,
Of Dante.
Dragon Ball Z style of Dante's, and that's what I really hated. Is because you do realize Virgil's and Dante's Devil Trigger are very different, and even when they use their devil arms, the devil appearance actually changes in minor ways.
There you go.
And it's like, bro, you took all that source material and you just toss it away like, oh,
And
but
then
they're twins. So
and
that means they
Tim,
gotta have twin devil triggers.
Tim, to be honest with you, can I tell you something? People's gonna get the wrong idea about Virgil. Virgil was always lead ninja. He was always. It was not him feeling insecure about Dante. In fact, it's there's a comic book that was dropped by Capcom. I think either by Image Comics or Top Cow. Top Cow dropped it. Where Dante, the bug insects, the insects from Devil May Cry 5, the flies, they were originally introduced in that comic book. I think the character's name is Bugly, and he
Mm,
had Alistair. Um, and so Dante's throwback memories of Virgil was like, dog, you always beat me. I I I don't like you. I really don't like you. And then in fact, Dante's ferociousness comes out because of Virgil able to be like, bro, you trap. It's just like Vash and Knives. Virgil is Knives.
Naruto and Sasuke. Uh, the list goes on.
The list goes on, but Virgil is Knives. I'm like, dog, Vash is Dante in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
But Vash is a more pleasant, more aware you get what I'm saying. But
yeah.
but Virgil is hands down Knives. It's not no, hey, I'm trying to figure out who I am. I have these insecurities. No, I'm gonna force my way with a butter knife through this 7-pound demon. I choose the butter knife because it cuts bad.
Yeah.
That's Virgil. And so when they did this version, I'm like, bro, I don't know who this character is. And then you work with Dante, then you betray him, which doesn't make any
Right.
like
And then you
what?
get off screened, and then we see you again in a prison realm. I'm like, so he lost and got off screened, and then got
Well,
sent to this realm. I'm
technically,
like,
well,
bro,
technically, that part was a part of the game of their childhood, but then you didn't really show that. So how would I supposed to know that he teleported Dante away on purpose?
it
Because
was
the
bad,
whole
bro.
trick them to swap out the coin type
Yeah,
thing. But then it's like, but you didn't really show that in that childhood flashback. So how were we supposed to know that was really connected?
it
But
was
yeah, like
bad.
it's just a
It was
lot of things
bad.
just got swapped. And then now you brought Jester back at the end. But then technically, if you're about to do a Devil May Cry time skip to 4,
There is no gesture.
there is no Jester. So like
Where's
what
Trish?
Where is Trish?
Trish is in the flashbacks as Eva. That's Trish.
Where is Trish? This is
And
again.
then and then now, where's Nero and Killily? Like, bro, that's a integral
Well,
part.
Nero looked like about to be born from a different mom.
And that's my thing. That's where I'm like, bro, this is terrible. The fact that the voice actor does I don't feel like I'm watching Dante.
I did.
Like
I was telling Ant the one part that I did like. Well, especially if you tried to expand the story on Sparta in some form of a way, was did he really love Dante's mother? Because Mundus was like, bro, I've known him for centuries. He's known her for like maybe barely 5 to 10 years. Do you really think you know him like more than I do? And I was
and
like, you know what? That's a fair point.
but Tim, you know what
Would have
gets
been
me
nice if
even
they did something
angrier?
with that, you know?
Tim, yeah, Tim, you know what gets me even angrier? Can I say something? Bro, you see how Sparta looks like in the game. They show you he has paintings of himself. Do you know what type of personality you gotta have, Ant, to have a painting of yourself, dog? He's there. He's holding posture with a moniker. Bro, the man knows who he is. He likes women. You feel me? He gives you the impression that he's definitely gonna do what the angels did in Exit in Genesis. Bro, you feel me? I fancy these women, therefore. So I'm looking at him in the mirror. I'm like, bro, they know this character's already done. And then the design for Neo Angelo was terrible. It wasn't better than what I was watching. It was. I'm
And
like, dog.
they kind of been like, and this is something that the games did, but then also, this series did, is like, all right, this highlight on Sparta, but then where is Sparta? Like, it's never really fully confirmed. Is he dead? Is he sealed away? Or like,
He's
where is
dead. He's
But
dead in Devil May Cry 3.
but
He gave up his life.
but
Plain and
again,
simple. It's confirmed.
it would have been nice if they had actually done something with it. The whole time, again, this is me as somebody who has very limited knowledge outside of obviously the characters. I'm like, I'm seeing a bunch of storylines that are literally going nowhere. Literally. Lady's on
Dog,
this side and she's
empty victories.
about to switch sides, but then they give her a promotion, so she stays. And then her future boyfriend is defrosted. And then she changes her mind again. And it's just like, so what do you stand for, right? And then
Yeah, what
even
do
with
you stand
Dante,
for?
it's like, okay, Dante, you're so you've been on ice. It would make sense if you're a little bit rusty,
they
but you're
turned
not rusty
they
because you have
turned
this
Dante
whole
into Vin Diesel family.
right. But then you have this whole scene where you're kind of warming
So
back up with Ebony and Ivory. That's probably the coolest. Honestly, I enjoyed the choreography of him using Ebony and Ivory more than him fighting Virgil for the first time. And I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating.
it was empty. There was no stakes. You knew this was going nowhere. They're fighting in Washington D.C. Number one, that data took me out, bro. They fight
Yeah.
in front of the White House.
There are
Yeah, like I'm
cutscenes that went
like,
viral
what
for
is
the
this?
game of them fighting in the rain so fast that the rain can't keep up. What is this?
Y'all talking about y'all want to get inspired by Bleach, but like Bleach did these scenes better. like I don't know what part of Bleach are you guys referencing? What's this? Definitely not the Grimjo scene. Y'all could have did that. You know what I'm saying? I'd have
Mhm.
been okay with that. But like I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, like yo, this is what you produce, Team Audi, bruh. Upset, man.
Do a flashy scene, insert some heavy metal music for flair.
Bro.
Like once I heard Papa Roach, I was like, all right, I know what this is doing.
Like
Once the
dog,
music queued up, you already knew, like, oh, I guess the dialogue's over. Like, I guess we're about to fight again.
all you had to do was just take like to me, this project was not met with the care that it should have been made with, man. Like this was an easy, you could have easily pulled like people love the music from Devil May Cry. Yo, why isn't that the score? The script, all the script needed to be curated to having screenplay for a television series. That's all you
Yeah,
had to do.
you could definitely see the quality dipping because, like I said, like Castlevania, like one of my favorite characters is Isaac. Isaac has some very deep dialogue to him, and you
But
just kind of
bro,
felt like this series just had none of that.
that's
It
not
was
T.
like you
There
have
was
so much
nothing
more.
there, Tim. There was nothing.
It's
No, there was nothing. I gained nothing.
Tim, I said what I said, bro. He's not responsible for. They
Like
just
to
put
be
his name
honest,
on it.
like the White Rabbit was cool up until they made him a kaiju. Once they
Season
made him a
2 felt
kaiju,
like season 1.
once they made him a kaiju, I was like, bro, you just took everything away and just said,
Once Vandal Savage revived his master, I'm like, this is season 1 all over again. But now with worse CGI somehow.
And it's like, okay, and then like even with Argosax being back, it's just like, what do you want? What do you want, Argosax? And then
you would
Mundus,
you would think he would want revenge. You would think.
he goes to the human world. He's like, yo, he doesn't plan. He doesn't show
Mhm.
any form of tactic, any form of intelligence. Just
no,
like
he was just imperfect cell,
Yeah.
eating everybody in sight.
Oh my
and it's like,
gosh.
what are the stakes? How much can Dante take? When is this guy about to die? Like what like yo, I just seen you go through 17 buildings, dog. And it's like it doesn't have any impact for me because it's like there's no stakes. There's nothing that I found that was stakes
Yeah. What
throughout the
leads to your
series.
defeat? If you're impaled by your own sword from your brother, that does nothing. Then you have your energy drained from the big kaiju. You're still able to fight. I'm like, then you're struggling against the harpies in your devil trigger, and you're fine. I'm like, where are the stakes? Like,
Even the Arcadia, like the how that whole middle scene was just like filler, like so he just has all the Arcadia already. I was like, bro, you kind of That's what the middle part should have been about.
Yeah, him
Like
collecting.
having he
Yeah,
acquire all like oh, so it's a cheat that he already has. And then for some reason, Dante, everybody got your daddy sword. Like, do you not like just so like did Darkcom not investigate the whole scene? Well, actually, no. Remember, he was working with Darkcom, so of course that's why he had it. But yes, I take that back. But it's the simple fact of the matter is like, bro, no devil arms,
Yeah.
and that expands on their fighting style, and then that's a big part of Devil May Cry. It's like,
which
why
is
would you take that away?
right. Which is why when I was like, I see exactly what Tim is saying because, like you said, it takes away any other approach to their fights other than
Like when he had Agni and
yeah.
Rudra, because remember you played Ultimate Marvel. Remember that electric guitar, the
Mhm.
fire and wind swords is like none of that.
And dog, and you could, and to be honest with you, those villains had enough threat in them for you to build a story and for them to feel like accomplishments.
Like major
This is why.
antagonist. Mm.
This is why Dante is raw. And not only that, like yo, you could have made Dante switching styles like him using an element like the Avatar, but y'all never
You
delve into that.
after watching Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, I was like, let me guess, he probably put Echidna in season 1 because of Hanami. Because you could tell with all them city actions, like I was like, are you trying to make your own Shibuya type of
Oh yeah, absolutely.
season type of thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you could just for these definitely see the similarities,
Yeah,
like the demons that popped up, like okay, like Agni and Rudra are Jogo and Dagon. The little plant lady is Hanami, and then everybody else is just everybody else. And it's like,
They
bro,
had no weight. Those characters have a presence in Jujutsu Kaisen, done well. They
yeah,
had stakes. They had motives. You just show these guys. They show up like Saturday cartoon villains off
yeah,
which give me give me a Planeteer. But even they had depth.
yeah,
Even the pollute and plunder, the pig, whatever his name was, the dude made out of the charms with the
yeah.
Hawaiian shirt on.
Or
You
like a
feel me?
TMT reference, the Bebop and Rocksteady, if you will, and not the modern retakings of them, the '90s bumbling, fumbling Saturday morning cartoon, like you said. I think ultimately this is one of those shows where it's like somehow, some way it'll get a third season, but I don't understand how this can go through so many levels of approval and end up like this.
This
Because
is
like you guys said, like
garbage.
Capcom had to sign off on this. I'm like, someone from Capcom watched this
No,
and was like, let's do it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think over there in Japan, dog, like they have so much admiration for the West that they're sometimes blind to their own genius and creativity.
As you say that, I'm like, this is also the same Capcom that overlooked a incestual relationship. So I don't know about that one.
Was that debunked? Was that not cleared up as like yo a mistranslation that was done live?
No,
no,
No.
no,
no.
bro.
Okay.
He was a grown man when she was a baby.
Grown man's a stretch, but old enough.
Street Fighter 3,
Yeah.
Alex. Street Fighter 3, aesthetic Alex holding
Wow.
a baby in his hand.
With one on she was just on one finger like toothpaste, just
And
like
then next thing
that's
you
how small.
know,
Wow.
dude
Not a
is at the
mistranslation.
altar
He's moving like
with
a billionaire.
his baby growing. It's like,
He,
bro,
he's
what?
moving like a billionaire. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So I take that. Say again, Capcom.
Just play the
I
Orochimaru theme song.
I
Let
say
me
it
go abduct this
all
child.
the time, and I
Yeah.
would double and triple down on this hill to the day I die. Capcom are masters of characters, not masters of story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because even when you look at the Devil May Cry story, all right, 3 is 1 is technically 2 is technically 3, 4 is
A stopgap.
4, and then 5 is 5.
Right.
Even I'm be honest with you. Even 5, I'm disappointed in 5. To be honest with you, there were
5 was
there was
nostalgia. 5 was nostalgia.
yeah, it was
Like,
just nostalgia
it
because
Five
was
when
was
you
a
like,
play it,
return to form.
yeah, like,
That's all it
oh,
was. Like,
Virgil's back. So then, so what are you about to do with this kid? Oh, we're just gonna turn him into Mega Man.
yeah, and he's
um
gonna have even stronger Devil Trigger powers. Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah,
guess.
And this is
yeah.
why, and
I
this is why
guess.
I said, bro, like there were some parts from the reboot that made more sense than this. Because one person brought it up, like, okay, if there's technically no angels in the original Devil May Cry universe, why are there certain characters like designs that have angelic themes to it? So that's why, all right, when they did the reboot, okay, they're Nephilim. They are the childs of demons and angels. I was like, okay, so we could
No,
work with this.
Tim, there are angels, but they never like they just never point them out, but they're there. You fought the fallen, right?
I
They're not
remember.
they're not the favorite enemy, but they're actually when you read the description, they're fallen. That's what they're called, the fallen. They are exactly angels. They're not from the demon realm. They're angels that fell from however they describe God in Devil May Cry universe. And that's why they took on those forms. Those enemies, to me, to be honest with you, they should play like how the Cavalier Knights play in Devil May Cry 4, which I think are great enemies.
Yeah,
Those are great. I'm gonna be honest with you. Enemy design wise, bro, when they showed up, it was pressure.
I guess
But
yeah,
I'll
the
find
Cavalier
out
Angelos,
because I'm not watching any more Devil May Cry or anything.
oh
So
no, 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 no.
the games will be
You're
my
bro,
story.
you're rightfully
no,
so.
just enjoy the games.
Just
It
enjoy the
doesn't-
game. But there's an issue that you're gonna notice with there's two games that did this to where like last minute they shoe in a character and now you're running from backwards to forwards and forwards to backward. They're just retreading. I forgot what game. There's Devil May Cry did this, and I would say
I think four, right?
Devil May Cry 4 definitely did that
Yeah,
because people saw the reaction that everybody was having towards Nero. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna go out and say it. Devil May Cry 4 Dante character is probably the best Dante. He just didn't have. He just didn't have
he was a very refined, version of Dante.
best Dante, best Dante in character because he was who he is.
Hmm.
Best Dante in how he played. And I think, bro, Devil May Cry 4, Dante grew on me as far as costume
Yeah,
design.
because even when you look at the beginning cutscene when when him and Nero fought, he realized who Nero is, and he's like, "Oh, this is interesting."
No, 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 no. I'll go even further with you, Tim. He's in every cutscene with Nero, watching. You didn't notice. And the first Devil May Cry 4, when you play it, Dante is watching Nero. He's in every shot. He's watching
Mm,
Nero. He's watching Nero because he already kind of knows who he is. He's not
yeah,
Dante's not dumb. Dante Dante's intelligence will show it'll show off in him being stupid. He's letting you know that he knows.
I mean, especially when the kid releases a devil trigger, which is a silhouette of your brother. And it's
Exactly. And
like,
he's not dumb and he knows the sword is there. That's why he let him have it.
yeah,
But
he's like, let's keep it in the
yeah.
family.
Yeah, so I mean
Then,
there's
but then part five, they did it back to formula. Virgil's back.
no, no, no.
Oh,
See,
now we gotta do something with this kid.
I don't want to go off the topic, but with part 5, right? You know what that should have been? Urizen should have been the plot twist to the game. Hey, this was not Virgil's idea. This was Mundus is still alive. Mundus returns now in the next game. You get more Virgil time, more Dante time, and more
You
Nero
mean,
time.
you mean Virgil sold separately?
Right.
No, no, no. It should have never been Virgil sold separately.
No, no, no.
At that point, the plot twist should have been no, no. It should have been. If I'm gonna write a story, it should have been. That's why I was mad at it. Right?
You're missing the Capcom essentials,
That's
Yeah,
George.
terrible, though. That was a missed
Virgil
opportunity. Missed
Virgil sold
opportunity.
separately. Even
Missed
season two,
opportunity.
you're missing
Virgil
you're
sold separately.
Trash.
you're
And then they
missing
took the worst
the
version of Dante on Virgil from the game, Devil May DMC. I was like, yo, that's the worst version of Dante. I don't want Hayden Christensen Dante. You feel me? Virgil. I don't want that. And so that's what I got, man. I was upset.
yeah. Well,
Upset.
I think the ultimate takeaway is that I
Garbage.
doubt that we're gonna in the fan space, in the casual space. I don't think this is anything that we said about this show this season is going to be considered a hot take This is an undeniably bad season. This is not a divisive season. This is not like a matter of preference. This season
Yeah.
was horrible.
No, because
Horrible.
people try to give it no, and I commend you because I even myself I tried to give it a chance. Like there were some parts, like with part one, I didn't really click with, but there were some parts that I was like, okay, this could grow. But this season, he was just like, no.
Tim, Tim, if you wanted to introduce the depth of like another world, bro, you should have did it like the Gargoyles. That's like it's night and day. I'm like in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all wanted to do this. Why did y'all take elements from Gargoyles? Xanatos could have been whatever that company was. And I'm like, dog, you could, and then you could have had your Calvary Knights. I'm like, dog, Xana, Trish, and that girl, that blonde lady, they're the same character. Like they're not different, man.
Yeah.
They're not different. I'm not, and I'm like, dog, you could have turned Mundus into Goliath. I mean, not Mundus, Sparta into Goliath. I'm like, bro, the night and day. Dog, this would have been easy work for you guys, dog. Y'all wanted to make a corporation that wants to involve in the underverse. Like, there's so many things to pull from.
But
Well,
no, we're just gonna give you Papa Roach. And
enjoy these clips and
Limb Biscuit
references. Yeah.
of Fred.
enjoy this kiss scene.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to move on because I can already hear the rain outside my window, which means that my connection is on its way out.
All right,
So the
man.
quickest of PSS approves. I just want to give a keep it up to Sega. As you guys both know, they recently announced the cancellation of their Super game, which was which was confirmed to be a live service game. That they are pulling the plug on, despite showing previous investment and excitement about it. And I think it's just a sign of these companies starting to read the room a little bit more of like, yes, focus on your IP, get Crazy Taxi out the door. Let's see what you're doing with the next Streets of Rage. Like, okay, Sonic 4 is rap production. Do not fall into the same old trappings as everybody else. It's not gonna work. The live service well is dry. They're scraping the remains of it right now. And things are falling by the wayside. So we had said, Tim, in our previous podcast, that Sega kind of just needs to hold the line, right? Like they're not necessarily blowing away sales figures with some of their games. I think Shinobi did fairly well, but Sonic Crossroads Racing, I don't even think hit 1 million copies as of yet. So it underperformed given the amount of characters and cameos. But I think they are focused, in my opinion, on what they need to do, and I hope they don't fall into temptation. So I don't know if you guys had anything else to say about Sega's, I guess, redemption arc.
Yeah, I mean, I know they felt cheated from the award show because I felt that for them too.
Yeah,
It's like, nah, bro, come on, like. But then how you saying, Nintendo send that wire transaction, and then next thing you know, that's just how it is, man. But then I'm glad that they're focused, man. I'm glad that they are doing some refinement, and I'm really glad to hope to see what they do with these IPs, man. And I do feel like what they're showing is actually a good way to revive your IPs. Like, because I'll be honest with you, like, yeah, Sonic Frontiers, that was tech demo. I knew it was. I knew it is a tech demo for what they really want to do.
and it didn't have to
So
be, but yeah.
it didn't have to be, yeah. But then, like, okay, let's see how you handle this. The movies are cool, but I don't want no more Shadow sold separately. Y'all in Capcom need to end that relationship right now. Yeah, bro. Like yeah. As I was saying, man, it's just, bro. I forgot.
Sega's doing great.
Yeah.
Sega's
Yeah,
doing great.
Sega is really showing like the refinement and what they really want to do. But like I said, man, no more Shadow sold separately.
Yeah.
Them and Capcom need to end that type of train right
Yeah.
now.
He's a main character now. Like,
Drop it. Yeah.
come on, yeah, like
He's Vegeta. He
yeah,
took the spot that you didn't want him to.
yeah, yeah,
It's
Knuckles is Piccolo.
yeah.
It's time to really focus.
Yeah.
It's time to really focus and follow through.
I'm excited for this chapter of Sega. I just think Sega needs to get into their bag again, man. Like, yo, drop another Vanquish, man. Hey, call homie up and say, hey, let's do a Vanquish too. Like, yo, we just want to play a video game. We just want a video game. We want our video game. Drop another binary domain too. You guys have games that people want to play. Where's Vector Man? I'll play Vector Man as a side scroller. like a brand new Vector, man. You guys have the options to make us like these games again. You don't have to do a big rollout. It doesn't have to be AAA. All the games that I mentioned are super manageable.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe you want to do a little seafood with Streets of Rage. Okay, I'll take it. Turn it into a little Urban Rain. I'm there for it. I'm not. I'll give it a shot. I'll play it. I'll play it. But like the ball's in your court. You guys have more control than you think you do. That's
I
how I
agree.
feel about.
Yeah.
I really feel about Sega right now. Like, yo, you guys have way more control than you guys think you do.
Yeah, and a lot more valuable IP than you probably realize.
Probably realize. And like the thing is, you're a company, right? Like you're forcing us. You guys take liberty to kind of introduce us to things that you want because you guys want to make more money. But like, yo, there's things that we're already asking you for. Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. And I think your problem is easy to be solved. Like you have a more organic algorithm than you do listening to the people on Twitter talk. Like there's people actually taking time to make videos as to why I think this game should come back.
Yeah.
Versus it's easy. The ball's in your court. It always was. It always was.
Yeah, so don't again hold the line. Don't get distracted. Don't fall into the whole. Well, they're doing it. No, Sega. No,
No.
focus.
You're not them, and we don't like that practice. That
Yeah.
practice is gonna cave in on itself.
Yeah, focus.
Show
You're
us
doing a good job.
why you're $1 million company and don't make foolish mistakes.
Yeah.
like
Yeah. So that's our PSS approved. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. Somehow my Wi-Fi survived, and I will figure out how to maintain in moments like this where the rain.
I would like to say something before I
Yeah.
go. Thank you, fellas. For holding it down in my absence. Life has been heavy transitions, but I saw a moment of I just wanted to say I'm glad that I reconnected with you guys for this one episode, and I know once again I would have to leave, but honestly it was great, and I'm glad that we still have that synergy amongst each other to have these conversations. So I continue to wish you guys the best, and continue to elevate in terms of conversation, mindset, and just overall enjoy this luxury that we have.
For sure. Well spoken.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I got scared. My heart dropped a little bit. Oh, he's gone.
There goes again.
But no, man. You're doing big things, bro. You're trying to change and save something that you understand the value of. It's a system that you have to protect, and the powers that be. You realize capital is what moves things, man. So you got to do what you got to do, man. And trust me, bro. You're in my prayers, man. You're doing something that when you look at the scriptures, that these guys were just trying to save their land. There's nothing different from you see the value in what you're trying to do, you see the value in like, yo, bro, this is our home. So there's you're doing big things, bro. This is heavy stuff.
You're a rare exception for an American raised person of like you're doing something other than for self. That's not something you see from
like, bro, and then the fact that we're within your vicinity, bro, is an honor, man. It's not like, you got me thinking about stuff that like, yo, how can I make an impact? With the kids that are around me. I'm no longer in the education, but I might consider going back again, man. So listen, bro, we love that. Dog, you ain't going anywhere, man. Your opinion is still echoed. Me and Aaron are like, man, I wish Tim was here. This it's so.
And every now and then we'll just guilt him out of retirement. It's
yeah, man. You got the white, you got the white tiger Power Ranger, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the white tiger suit medallion. Just show up, don white, man. You feel me? Come back on like Jason.
Which show was it? Was it a Power Rangers season or was it like VR Trooper or something where like you'd have that one character? Was it? I think it was Power Rangers. They had that one season where like they would show up for the fight and then just vanish again. Like,
oh yeah, the Magna Defender. The Magna Defender would show up. You feel me?
Yeah, just show up for the fight. Like, oh, there he goes again. Thanks, man. Like,
yeah, man. Like, what's SBD? What's his name? Not Cerberus, man. Anubis. Power Rangers SPD.
I guess my relation would be like Power Rangers in space. Anytime Zane would show up, it's like Zane, his suit was so cool. You couldn't just like, all right, come on, like, come help us jump these guys. Yeah.
I like to show up like the Titanium Ranger, man.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for the evening. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the technical difficulties. Hopefully, it'll be ironed out moving forward. I hope you guys enjoyed the surprise return of the third admiral. But till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Antonio the Gamer, Super SSS rank, Mikhail Smith. We are the Press Start Select Podcast. Till next time, take care. Peace.